Oh, shot. Myron Gaines. Oh, shit. Oh, it's this fucking bitch, this feminist idiot. Let's go, Myron. Oh, shit, this is so cool. This is to me, this is even better than Tate because Myron loves Vegeta.
Let a girl look at my phone?
Why?
Because I'm going to have other girls in there. 100%.
Hi, I'm Simon Reynolds and I'm back. New season, new dates. And to be honest with you, I'm not impressed with the dating scene.
I think 99%.
Mid. I don't care what anyone says. She's mid. Go to a club. Figure it out. Okay?
Of the world's problems would be solved if females walked through life with their body count on their forehead.
I've given some high scores.
If females walked around life with their body counts on their foreheads, no one would ever talk to them again. No, I'd be like, hello, used. How many guys fucked you over? Oh my God. You're like a walking train wreck.
I thought we might as well do the date properly.
Ah, see, I like this. And I've definitely given some low scores.
Mid.
So, like, I'll just say Venus carrot.
Wait till I'm on this show. Wait till I'm on this show after popping off on YouTube. They'll be like, put that red pill guy on. And I'll just get on with this hat. And I'll be like, MAGA, 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 men are better than women, MAGA.
And langers with nice job.
She doesn't want you, John. Hey, question. This is a great chat, great energy. Jill, you fixed it. Nice. One in the chat if this woman would do anything for me. Like, why are we pretending like I'm not the king? I'm the king. I'm the king, dude. That's why I'm kind of the king. I'm not a mathematician. This is what I do.
Oh my God. It's time to find a man that can tick all the boxes.
Do you know what? There wasn't actually any red flags. Wow.
Myron Gaines, I'm here to...
You know how I know women love me? Because it's very hard to get piped while holding your breath, right? They got to hold their breath. Right? Because I just came out the ocean. I smell like oysters, right? I smell like sea turtles and I smell like some fucking... Let's go, Myron. Oh, he's looking pretty jacked.
On a date, I think? Or a debate? I don't know. Someone put a bag over my head and told me to show up here, and they just brought me here. And I'm here.
Do you go on a lot of dates?
Ooh. We're in England, so I can't invoke the fifth. Damn, what do you guys say when you don't want to incriminate yourself here in England?
No comment?
Yeah, okay, no comment.
By that, I'm judging you're a one night kind of guy.
2 to 3. I try to keep my retention somewhat high. I need a good rating on...
All Myron does is dog stupid bitches in Miami.
What do you guys use here?
TripAdvisor.
You guys use TripAdvisor? It's in 1997?
I hate when people act like, oh, John, how can you say that? The bitches who get dogged in Miami, LA, you know, these international cities, they want to be dogged. Like, they have no self-respect. They want to be dogged. It's kind of sad. So it's not like all on Myron.
What the hell?
Can Cheyenne ask you whatever she likes?
Yeah, I got nothing to hide unless it's like former government stuff. But other than that, I'll say whatever that I can disclose.
And finally, are you ready?
I think so. I don't know. The dudes that kidnapped me and brought me here, they said it would be fun. I don't know.
Oh, shit.
Hey, what's up? How are you?
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Myron,
you.
pleasure to meet
Myron.
you. You gonna give me a hug or what?
Oh,
be awkward.
okay.
Oh, no.
Hug. Nice to meet you.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Chilling.
You smell nice.
Thank you. I try.
He made me hug him. I don't know why I'd done that. So, how are you?
Chilling.
Chilling?
Doing well. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not how you do it. You walk up and you just do this to her. Ooh, you look nice. And then she goes, oh, I don't know if I'm afraid. That's when you fucking just sit down and say, your father hates you. Just catch her off guard. Your father fucking hates you. You know how I know? Because I'd hate you too. No, okay, hold on.
Cool.
Is that cough syrup on the table?
By yourself.
I'm good, thank you. Good. It's a bit hot in
I'm
here
good, thank you. Thank you, I'm good. Why don't you learn the English language, bitch?
though, so my hands are a
Yeah,
bit like,
it is warm. I will say that. It's definitely
Yeah.
warm, but it's called grilling, right? So
Oh, I like that.
attractive but typical girl.
So, Tim,
Yes. Yes. She looks like one of those women who's got like another 4 months. You're like smashing on the clock. Holy shit, bro. 4 more months until this one crashes against the wall. I better enjoy this. Yeah, clip it, ship it, cancel me. I don't give a fuck. All she does is roast men.
what about you, Myron?
I'm a professional misogynist. No, I'm just kidding.
Great.
Loved by some, hated by many. Just
Yeah.
on the internet. Yeah.
On the
Based.
internet. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're both on the internet. I've
Yeah, we are.
seen.
It's a strange life.
Yeah,
Very
I've seen
strange.
some videos. You're not a fan of me, are you?
You know, I'm not a fan of many things.
Yeah.
You just happen to be in there maybe a little bit.
Why is that?
We disagree on some things.
I think we might get on though. That's why I'm like interested. Off to a great start. He hates me.
I think it's very important to be able to articulate your views, and if you don't agree with someone, it doesn't mean you have to hate them. But
Exactly.
you know, but I think being too agreeable is.
Holy shit, Dylan, you got that many hours watching me? Yo, who's got the most in this chat? There's a dude with 1,000. Top 2%, top 1%. Who's got the most? You think Tapia? Get his job.
Not good. Very
Really?
bad, especially as a man. Because typically, if a guy is too agreeable, you can't trust him.
Really?
True.
Yeah.
Why?
Because all men want to get laid. And if you don't tell the truth and you're just being agreeable, well, he's trying to get laid and he's trying to lie as well. So.
Well, at least the man actually admits all men are trying to get laid.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's absolutely pointless to have a female friend.
No, it's not pointless to have a female
Based.
friend.
Very pointless. 100%. Why would guys sit there and be friends with girls? It's pointless. Stupid.
So you don't have any female friends?
Absolutely not. It's a waste of time.
How is it a waste?
You know what's funny? I don't say it to look cool. I've never had a female friend until Twitch where it's like, oh, it's content. It's like I'm gaining. But yeah, I've never had one.
The time.
Also,
Because-
I was also in a weird position where they'd always do this when they got drunk around me. Like trying to kiss. And I'm like, you're a friend for a reason, bro.
Women don't offer much utility to you as a guy.
What makes you think that?
Well, I mean, if you get in some kind of fight, she can't do nothing. What's she gonna do? She's like, oh my God. It's like,
Why
and
would
then,
you want a woman
if
that
anything,
fights?
she's a liability. That's what I'm trying
But
to say.
women would fight. Like, I'd fight a woman for you if you're my man.
I don't want my girl to be involved in any type of physical confrontation.
Really?
That's not her job. That's my job. So I
True.
look at it like, if I'm with a girl and I'm supposed to protect her and provide for her, etc., I want that to be my woman. I'm not gonna give that type of energy to like a friend. That's stupid. Why am I gonna put my life on the line for a girl that doesn't even suck my dick? Wait, but is that too much there?
I think you should just.
This guy. All right. Head in the chat. Let's go.
Be able to have a friendship with women though.
Well,
Firstly, it's not always like men versus women. So I kind of feel like having female friends will give you that balance to understand like there's actually nice, normal women out there that aren't just trying to sleep with you like for your money or everything like that. We bring a lot of value.
I've interviewed almost 1,600 women now at this point, and I would say, without a shadow of a doubt, women are absolutely terrible at being understanding what it takes to be attractive to women as a man. So their advice typically is not good at all.
1,600 women. Poor women. Men carry like a lot of like hurt and they push it on women.
Okay. Hurt in what way?
Yeah, I think it's because like, for example, this incel culture, which like respectfully, like your podcast really brings to life. You're just projecting onto women unnecessarily. Because there's a lot of good women. Like I myself would say I'm a good woman. I don't do anything wrong. I'm very loyal. I'm a kind woman. And a lot of men will make the assumptions because of podcasts like yours and people and men like you to then push that onto me.
Wait,
I'm
how are you loyal if your show is about dating dudes? I don't even get it. I'm a loyal ass ho. You know, my whole show is about like meeting men and shit. And we gotta take it serious because it's like a big show.
this kind of woman. I'm a gold digger and I'm this and that, and I'm not.
Well, the reality is, would it be fair to say that most men, I mean, you said there's a whole incel culture, etc. Would it be fair to say that most guys are losers and don't really measure up?
I personally don't think that, but
Keep it
I
a
know,
thousand.
No, but I'm saying
Keep it a
no,
thousand.
I personally don't. Like genuinely, I don't.
Okay.
Like I genuinely
Being
don't.
politically correct. I'll keep it real since you don't want to. Most guys, I'll be honest, are fat, losers, and don't have leadership qualities. And there's a whole bunch of reasons for that. And most women, quite frankly, are terrible. They're whores, fat, rude, crass, whatever it may be. And most of them don't qualify for a relationship, and most guys don't qualify to be the leader of said relationships. I think it goes on both parts. Okay, the men are weak, and the women, there's a bunch of issues there. So what we basically highlight on our podcast is you need to be the best version of yourself. And I think the thing is that guys are yearning for this because we've been lying to men for the better part of 5 to 6 decades about what being masculine and strong actually is. We've been demonizing it when in reality, guys need to become stronger. Because no woman wants a weak man, even though girls say dumb shit like, oh, well, I want you to be emotionally intelligent and get in tune with your feelings or whatever. It's all a lie. Oh, see. Okay.
No, but I personally would like a man that's emotionally available and emotionally intelligent, but it's not me saying like...
That she's lying. She's lying. Every time they get married, they're thinking of the guy who was cold. I wonder what it'd be like if I was with that guy. This guy's kind of a bitch. You know why guys get confused here? Is that when a man opens up to another man, the man feels it. So he goes, oh, that wasn't cringe, bro. Like, I understand what you're going through. The woman doesn't feel it. She doesn't understand at all, dude. That's why men are like, actually, you can open up. You can totally open up. I remember my homie once opened up to me, and I didn't think he was cringe. Yeah, because you're a guy. You probably related to his problems, you fucking retard. But if you were a chick, it wouldn't be the same way, right? And then people are like, well, there's some chicks who don't find it corny. Yeah, that's like, we're not talking about less than 1% of the population, right? You just got to ask yourself, are they infiltrated by Masonic programming more than men? Yeah, they're 80% of the consumer market. Of course they're brainwashed. You gonna trust a brainwashed person with your fucking life problems? Are you high?
I want you crying all the time. So, do you know what I mean? It's true though. Like, so I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, you have to give some room for men because, like, men's mental health is a serious, like, issue.
We tell guys not to be vulnerable in front of your girl. You go ahead, you're going to be vulnerable, you're going to shed a tear, whatever. You do that around other men that understand, the male experience. Women don't understand the male experience at all. And it goes to show, like when I said earlier, when you put the girl in a male perspective, I want you to pick up this girl. They always fall flat on their face because women are in a privileged position where they don't have to necessarily understand what it takes to attract the man because men come to them.
For me,
he's slaying
as a partner, I would want to be able to give my man a safe space to be able to be vulnerable. And it's like, but not completely like, oh my God, cry all the time.
Except when you give him a safe space, you feel unsafe. You just don't admit it. So it's good that you want to be like a nice person and stuff. You want to be like, oh, look at me, I'm his hero. But if it's weakening arousal, it's weakening him. It's stupid. It's like not worth it.
But just so he knows, like, it's like things are okay. Like it's supposed to be a partnership.
It's not supposed to be a partnership, you dumb liberal. If it was a partnership, you'd be fighting the Hamburglar and paying the bills.
Partnership. That's another common lie in modern day dating. It's not a partnership.
But I want a partnership, though.
Question for you.
If it was a partnership, every one of you would become lesbian. That's the truth. It's never been a partnership, not even once. Matter of fact, women push for I want a partnership when it's really men who should be pushing for it. Men should be begging. They should be like, please, let's make it a little more even. Right? They don't even know what she's saying. They say stuff to look cool. Statistically, she's a liar, right?
Do you want a man that's taller than you? Idealistically speaking?
Ideally, probably, because I like to wear heels. I like to be thin.
Fantastic. Do you want a guy that's stronger than you?
Yeah.
Do you want a guy that makes more money than you?
I'm not fussed about money.
Okay.
Liar. That's a scary one, right? What's scarier, telling the truth there or lying? They're both whole answers.
You wanted to make at least your equivalent, if not preferably better. Remember, this is your ideal guy.
Yeah.
Okay. You want a guy that's more confident than yourself.
Yeah.
More experienced than yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you don't want equal. He's like walking her down, and he doesn't even realize what. He's like, he's taking the bitch for a stroll. She doesn't get it.
You basically described the superior. So you expect this guy to come in and have a partnership with you?
Whatever he might excel on, I'll also add value in other ways.
Nope. That's such lie. Because the things he excels on, that's the meat and potatoes. We don't care about your peas. We don't care how good you are at bringing the peas. You're cheating if you think that you're going to do a partnership bringing peas to the fucking cookout. Hell no. That potluck where you bring peas and expect the same amount of shit on your plate, get the fuck out of here. If we're the meat and potatoes, shut the fuck up. Stop asking for more. Your life is good as peas. Our lives suck. We gotta work hard for fucking for the potatoes and the meat and the potato. I can't talk. Sorry. Gotta watch what I do now. John Zherka, I'm seeing a girl for 1 month. It's good, but she sometimes clearly ignores my messages, and it's online. It's intentional, right? Question mark. What do you mean it's online? And if she's ignoring your messages, she's not ignoring your messages. She's talking to another guy. They don't just ignore for the sake of ignoring. They're pathetic. They're literally fucking desperate for attention. If you could give them the world of attention, they'll say, what about the moon and the sun? So, you know, for all of humanity, men have done everything they could to, society has done everything they could to suppress female sexuality because it's that chaotic, right? I mean, it's fun until they kill themselves. They're like, oh, my body count's so high and blah, blah, blah. That's not fun. It's fun until they become drunk fucking wine moms and hate their lives. You know what I mean?
It's not always about being physically on par with that person just for certain requirements. Like, you can't birth a baby, you know, and things like that. So we complement each other in other ways, and so we're still equal in that sense.
Men and women are not equal at all. At all. That's another fallacy that we have in modern day dating culture, which...
Men are literally better than women in every single category. It's scary. Engineering, philosophy, art, fitness, like every single category. It's terrifying how much better men are. And that's the worst thing you can face as a woman, because you're already suffering from penis envy, competing with your man, blah, blah, blah. But a woman just needs to see her man as an extension, like a sword. The minute she sees him as a partner, she's suffering. But if she sees the man as an as a partner, then she's failing. You know, like if I was a girl, I'd see my man as a Gundam, a Metabot, a Pokemon. I'd be like, I'm with Charizard. Yeah, Charizard, burn that motherfucker. Yeah, seismic toss that motherfucker. But women don't. They go, I want to be a Charizard. Why? No, you don't. All right, hold on. Stella says, not in art, not psychology. Really? Well, who are the most famous psychologists of all time? Sigmund Freud, Carl Jung. These are men, okay? Men will always beat women in psychology. In art, Da Vinci, all the artists throughout history are men. Fitness in some aspects... No, I doubt even yoga. Even cooking is Gordo. You know, you can try and do this thing where you compete with men, but you have to realize I'm competing with those men too. I'm suffering too, right? I'm not fucking Da Vinci. So it's not like just you're suffering because they're better than you. If you feel inferior, you got to ask yourself, how does the average dude feel that has to compete with those guys for real? You know? You are so wrong. Look at your psycho hat. Okay, White Feather, let's get some magas in the chat for you. Let's traumatize your little bitch ass in your safe space. Yeah, get drowned, bitch.
Lead so many women astray. We're not the same. There's certain things that men can do that women can't do, and vice versa. And we're different.
Name a successful woman quick. Bill Gates' wife post-divorce. Forgot the bitch name. Melinda. Got it.
And we're designed to complement each other. And I don't believe in partnerships. I think men come in and lead, women follow.
It's not that you don't believe in partnerships, Myron. It's that they don't. If you kick your feet up on the date, if you kick your feet up and say, take me out, she'll get pissed. Every guy wants to ride passenger. I want to ride shotgun. I don't want to take you to the fucking date. Matter of fact, I fucking hate going on dates. Fucking got to sit at a restaurant and we both got to pretend like the waitress don't want to suck the skin off my fucking dick. Are you fucking kidding me? It's awkward. It's weird. It's like, I'm like fucking sitting there like, what the fuck are we doing? I'm going to go home and watch some anime, bro. I'm going to go fucking watch some anime and keck in my Discord and at the whole server. Hey, guys. What are you guys up to today?
I find it funny because women typically want a man. And here's the thing. What you just described is what every girl wants. But they think that they're going to go into a relationship with a guy that's better than them in every single metric, and it's going to be an equal partnership or 50-50. It doesn't work that way. There's always a leader.
Well, it does. Eventually, the man becomes equal if he shakes her hand for a partnership because she brings him all the way down to being a failure. Then they leave you. As soon as it's a full partnership, as soon as you've lost your business, everything, as soon as you're actually on her level, they fucking leave you. That's what you wanted. You wanted me to miss work.
There's always a decider. And for it to work, the man's got to be in a leadership role, never the woman.
I've always loved Myron. I always say Kevin Samuels, Myron. Kev is number one. He was pro-family. Rest in peace to Kev.
Women can't lead anything.
Yeah, we can.
No,
It creates too much pressure on you as a man then. Because if you want to be this like macho man, do you not think that's going to cause a lot of strain on a
Listen to what she said. It creates too much pressure as a man. Without pressure, is he still a man? She's trying to degenerate him into a boy, into like a loser. Without the pressure, you don't have the definition of a man anymore. It's too much pressure. Actually, the more pressure, the more of a man, okay? Yeah, I'm going into a war zone. They just fucking... All right, hold on.
relationship.
pressure creates diamonds. Because here's the thing, women
diamonds are made under pressure, is what you're trying to say.
are just the cherry on top. Like you should have already built the cake by the time she comes into the picture.
True.
You know, you should have already conquered a boardroom or conquered some kind of physical labor, or played sports at some point in your life, endured some kind of stress. Like men need to go through pain. Men must become. Women are, men must become. Being a loser.
You know how great men are, chat? They'll make millions of dollars and still stick with one chick and start a family. A lot of them do that. You'd think at millions of dollars, they'd be like, time to hoe out. But a lot of them just say, nah, I'm still going to be a good person. I'm still going to, even if they don't have a God or they don't have a holy book, a lot of them still go back to that life that they're, I don't want to say programmed into, because there's no programming with God, motherfucker, right? One hole, one dick, that's it.
Losers are unacceptable. If you're broke, fat, or you don't got your stuff together, that's your problem.
Yeah, but then men like you would complain about women because you'd say, oh, they only come for like the glory of it, like, and not the graft. So I'd rather be with someone that I'm building with.
Oh, I've never said that women build. I actually say the contrary. I say women don't build, they move in.
Yeah, but don't you think?
No, they don't move in and they don't build, they tear down. And it comes from envying their partner.
Acknowledge that cold reality 100%. And I tell guys they need to build the castle so that she can come in and, you know, put some things up here.
The whole point is to build a castle so strong that when she starts ripping bricks off, it's still warm inside. Okay? They're not going to build and they're not going to sustain. They're going to take down.
Here and there in your castle, but at the end of the day, you got to build the structure. Women aren't going to build it with you. Those days are done. Women want to
Women
guys
do. Some women do though. Like a lot of women do.
Some?
No, a few. Like the ones I know.
John Zherka, not every woman is a selfish destroyer. Right, but aren't we talking about, I know not every, but aren't we talking about the modern female? Like, let's look at the modern female. You need to have clout. Oh, minimum 250K to do good with them. And you have to be socially available to so many other chicks for her to even get aroused. Dude, they ask for a lot, right? And I don't think it's healthy to give advice for like a 1% type of woman. Like we're not going to the slums to find these, you know, we're city people. We live in the city, we meet these kind of people and we've got to cope, right? If we did it your way, we'd be alone for 5 years looking for one. And ask a guy after 24 years old, being alone gets rough, you know? I did it for a long time, but when I look at it, I go, it's not that healthy to be an incel. I'm the best one in the chat. I'm the greatest incel there was. I got to go back to that.
I would say a minority. A majority want a guy that comes pre-assembled.
What is he talking about?
So we got to go off with the
What do you mean? You didn't have an argument against him.
majority, not the minority. If I'm advising men how to, you know, operate in the dating marketplace, I can't tell them, look out for this 10% that wants to build with you. No, the reality is most women want you to come pre-assembled. And to be honest, the most attractive and youngest women that have the most options, they definitely want you to come pre-assembled. Women want winners. They sit at the finish line and pick the winners.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in New Britain, Connecticut.
Okay.
2 hours north of New York City.
So what was your upbringing like?
Great. Parents were
So what about a relationship that starts from a young age? Yeah, those are the best ones. I'd recommend get married to that one, but she's still going to be watching Kim Kardashian. And I wonder what my life would be like if I just answered my DMs. And then, they ruin their lives and they go, what a bad idea. I sure miss my first boyfriend, my high school sweetheart. Right? You're battling globalists. You don't hate women. You hate globalists. If they didn't have that TV, they wouldn't be... I mean, how many guys would have trouble with a woman from the 1950s who just popped up out of a time machine, right? And she'd be like, hey, let's go get some cream sodas. You'd be like, okay. And then you'd suck her tits outside of a carnival and she'd be happy and she'd say, that's all you're getting for 3 months. And you'll say, wow, I respect you. You don't give me any ass? She goes, no, I'm just hot, but I don't give it up until you're serious about me. And you're like, okay, I guess I'm serious about you because you're rare as fuck. Then you look at your phone at all the girls who will just give you ass in the first 10 seconds of meeting you, and you're like, there's no way I'm trading. I think I'll stick with the carnival bitch. Does that make sense? This fucking idiot. My mother was born in 1959. I'm saying a time traveler. I'm not saying to date your mom. I bet she got huge tits. You're not even talking to me right now. What are you talking about? Am I making sense to anyone, or is the chat freezing for no reason? I'm not going to do this analysis stream. I'll just watch the video if we're going to do this. If you think women are different in the past, you haven't taken the black pill yet. You're a fucking moron. You think a Christian woman from the 1950s behaves like a modern day Christian of today? No, what's sad is not that a guy will lie to get her in the bedroom. What's sad is that she knows he's lying and still lets him hit because she's pathetic. She's defeated, right? She's like, I'm just having fun. Yeah, well, it's going to follow you for the rest of your life in your psyche. You can't just, you can repress all you want. It's in your brain forever, my dude. And it comes back. You'll be like with your kids and it comes back in your head where you're getting railed by 10 dudes. And then you look at your children and your children can sense that their mom was a hoe. And then the kids don't feel confident and they shoot up schools and they become psychopaths. And, single moms raise psychopaths. It's terrifying. If you don't fix women in society, you don't fix society, period. Right? The angle I attack the globalists with the most is the traditional sword. And I put it to the throat of the modern woman, metaphorically speaking. Because she's the zombie. I can't reach out to the globalists. I can't go to Epstein Island. Can't do that IRL stream. So I'm going to be like, hey, ladies, enough. And a lot of people think you get less bitches if you do it through Zherka's way. You get more. You get more, right? I could scream, every bitch is a hoe on Twitch, and I'd still get them. It's not a scary position to go on my side. And the scariest thing is the messages I get that go, hey, Zherka, I'm just like you and I'm getting bitches now. And I go, that's why you're doing it? You don't believe in a family? You don't want to go to Walmart with a baddie? You don't want to go to Costco with a nice wife and kids? Well, I just play Valorant and I say base stuff so she likes me. Oh, wow. That is so... How old are you that you think like that?
together the whole time, stable. I had a sister, brother. Still, I mean, they're still alive now. I said had. Yeah, like they're gone, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I grew up, went to high school, played basketball in high school, played video games, still have my childhood friends to this day.
Look at this. Wait, what do you think about abstinence? Can it reset her sexuality in a way? If I believed in that, I would have been a happier person. If I believed in that, I would never be yelling live again. I would never be angry again, Stella. If I believed in that, oh my God, my life would be perfect if I believed in that. But I see what you're saying. Can it reset her? As in, if she's completely went abstinence after being a hoe for, right? Let's say she found God, like the Tila Tequila person. Can it reset her? Well, not Tila, but let's say an average girl who just whatever made mistakes. It's not going to reset her, but it's going to put her so much above the modern woman. It's scary, right? Because if she was a hoe, it's probably because she was kind of fine looking and people got at her, right? But reset is a scary word. Like if I say that resets someone, that's like me stabbing someone and asking for forgiveness. Doesn't work like that, right? Doesn't work like that, okay? I'm thinking about settling down with a Filipino woman. I like their attitude. Yeah, they're cool. They're great. Yeah. I could say so much good shit about that group of people because I know them very well. Yeah, that's a smart idea. Again, the cringe answer is correct. You guys have to go to these third world countries. You have to live there for a year, and you got to meet one of these. You cannot do this. If you're going to do the Western society stuff, just like farm it on your channel. But, when it's time to get serious, it's time to move. You got to move. And don't think it's a depressing thing to move. It's fun. You're going to enjoy it. It'll be probably the best year of your life is just getting ice cream and doing normal shit with a third world country girl, right? And you should see when you tell her, hey, I don't want you on Instagram, you should see how she'll laugh and just delete it. She's not going to panic. She's not going to be like, what about my other options? And she's not going to do any of that. You're going to be impressed. And what's crazy is they are way prettier outside of the US. Like, bro, I'm talking no makeup. Way prettier, way fitter, way better genetics. You will thank me. You will kiss me on the lips consensually. I think I should just show you guys one day. I think when I'm 30, I'll just move to one of these countries and show you guys what I mean. And you guys will be like, whoa, Zherka's having so much fun. And, you guys will just get it. You guys will reset your mindsets. But I don't know, chat. We'll answer Stella's question. Can you reset? Can you be abstinent after being a bit of a hoe? And reset yourself. Can you reset a traumatic psyche? I already answered it. I think no. I think your kids deserve better than that. For sure. I think the only exception I'd ever make is if she went on some pilgrimages and was like Mother Teresa, right? If I just unveiled her with the, headscarf thing, I was like, oh shit, you used to be a hoe and now you're like Mother Teresa? Okay, I'll give you a chance. I think that's the only time I'll do that where people are like, she saved a lot of lives and shit. That's less than 1%, dude. Even Adolf was faithful to one. These 304s are worse than Hitler in the dating market. What the? Adolf Hitler was a homosexual in Munich. That's why he was never seen with women. That's why he never talked to Ava. Like, do your research, dude. Anyone in high levels of power practice homosexual black magic. Okay.
I would say I grew up like in a pretty good situation. We didn't grow up with money, right? We grew up fairly, poor, lower middle class. My parents struggled, especially in the beginning. Yeah, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I think it's important for young men to grow up like struggling.
Yeah.
I think it builds character. You have to do it.
Myron, one in the chat if you like Myron. This is a weird example, but I've never seen an American girl boo cocky more than 30 dudes. But European South, what are you talking about, boo cocky? You spelled it wrong. I thought you were going to say something really based, but you just ruined it. Don't send me paragraphs like that.
How will you raise a son with your mindset? I'm just curious to know.
No TV for the son, only martial arts and horseback riding. That's it. That's it. And if he takes hockey, he has to fight. He can't just be like pucking around and shit. He's got to fight. Bill is missing link between monkeys and humans. Okay, dude, I'm not gonna let you shit on Friends, bro. Like, you bring a lot of weird shit in my life. I don't even know you like that.
I would raise my son to not be a victim. I'm at a point now where very successful financially, but my son would not see any of this money at all.
Bro, what third world country would you go to? Hands down, Colombia. Colombia or Mexico, hands down, but it's because I'm superficial. Like, that look is, I'm the kind of guy who stares. If I'm dating someone, I just don't even watch TV. I just stare. I go, whoa, look at this. So hands down, Colombia or Mexico. I do very good in Sweden, but they're not my type. Can't do an Asian country. I don't know why. No, they're not hoes. Even the hoes are not hoes. Like, you should compare body counts. You should compare third world hoes to these. Third world hoes, you'd marry. That's how different it is. You guys haven't traveled like I have, man. But I would go Barcelona, Spain. I'd meet someone there. Everyone there was couple energy. And as fucking gay as it sounds, couple is the only thing I care about. Not hookups, not this. I like duos. I like duos through life. And not even before I had God, I always liked duos. I always liked just two on the Pokemon adventure, no extra. Duos are the best. In Colombia, John, there are prostitutes. Well, I didn't see them, bro. I met normal people there. I didn't get to party, but I met them at the office, at the dentist place, and I was impressed. I was like, yeah, they're very classy. Well, when I was in Barcelona, Spain, everyone had a girlfriend. Literally everyone on the street. It was like Euro life. It wasn't that whole like, bro, I'm in America and Canada, bro. What the fuck do you mean I'm lying? Think of what I'm comparing it to. Are you guys high? I'm in the West. Go to a Muslim country. I'm not trying to die, bro. Right? Imagine fucking trying to have coffee with someone in a Muslim country and 30 of her fucking family members come to slaughter you. I'm not trying to die. Been there, done that. Although I gotta say, no one hoes out harder than Muslims when they start abandoning faith. You ever met a fucking Armenian hoe? Oh no, they're Christians. Excuse me. Have you ever met an Iraqi hoe? Have you ever met an Iraqi hoe who ditched her family? They don't fuck around, bro. They want to be American bad. They go, yeah. They become like hyper hoe. Yeah. They're competing, yeah. But the greatest hoes will always be white chicks. Because they get the most Masonic programming on Earth. Because they had they're from economically prosperous places, so that's why. I don't know. I'm a simple guy, so I don't think I would do any of that travel the world. I think I would just go, like when I'm old and my chat says, hey, it's time to like buckle down. I'll be like, okay, chat said it, so it must be true. And I'll probably do like a third world country like Colombia. Because they look like me. I want someone who looks like me. I like people who look like me, but it was kind of weird in that place because I only saw 35-year-old women. I didn't see anyone my age. You really think terminally online guys would be happy with some ESL low IQ third worlder? Okay, you have to be the dumbest white nationalist I've ever met. Because think of it like this. Third world country women have higher IQs than Western women. That's why they have different problems. Okay? They deal with poverty. They don't deal with, like, you're really comparing a white woman's problems to a third world. That's crazy to me. Like, a white woman is on the brink of suicide. Like, her life is, they're the most depressed in the U.S. statistically. I don't know what you're trying to do here, but forget IQ. We're just talking about body counts because that shows IQ. Like, if a girl has more than a couple, then she's needs serious therapy. But John, what about the guys? I'm not talking about men. Well, isn't it the same thing? Why? Are men and women the same? Oh, no, they're like totally opposites. Yeah, okay, so we're not going to do that. I think if the world deleted from their brains, what about the guy? They'd fix all their problems. If women deleted that part of their brain that says, well, what about the man? Then they'd fix all their problems. But they're always competing with men, and it's like super cringe.
I would make him get it out the mud because, like we discussed before, trust fund babies typically don't know what to do in life and how to, they don't understand and appreciate the value of a dollar. And I thank my dad for instilling that in me early. I mean, my first job was at McDonald's and I got fired. And I quickly learned that I didn't want to be in the service industry, but it made me appreciate people in the service industry. So what is this, by the way?
So this is like a tonic wine. When I drink, I'm like quite a mellow person, chill, put you in the mood.
You're not an angry drunk?
No, I'm not actually.
No? Okay, that's good.
I'd be the worst angry drunk.
Yeah, well, I could tell.
So do you not drink?
I don't, it's haram.
So have you never drunk?
I have. I definitely have. But
Weird
I mean,
edit.
it's not really conducive to my life goals at the moment, so I don't really drink like that.
It's just more self-awareness, isn't it?
Yeah, I
In
mean,
balance.
as a guy, man, you can't afford to have things that clout your inhibition or your ability to go out there and create and become a better version of yourself. And I think like that's why I'm really big on like not drinking, doing drugs, any of that stuff. You got to be focused all the time.
Base.
So how do you find dating then, with the way that you are?
I mean, when you understand the code, it's, plug and play. It's like, okay, deal with the girl, size her up, figure out what kind of chick she is, and then bam, you already know kind of how to move.
So like, what's the...
You know what the problem is? Why men have so much trouble is that women look so cute that nobody realizes that underneath that is a monster. It's a disgusting monster ready to take everything you've worked for. And it's like, you have to ask yourself, am I being fooled? You work at a nightclub, you see them lie and pull knives out and you go, okay, so women are capable of this too. Now I understand. But if you never had one of those jobs where you see the worst, you just go your whole life going, well, she just fucked me up for no reason. No, dude. You gotta sniff out the monsters. This one especially is a monster. This is a monstrosity.
Code.
Depends on the girl.
Okay.
You got to be able to adapt based on the woman that you're sitting across the table from. Yeah, I have the female codes in my sleeves. I know pretty much what they all are.
Okay, so how are you adapting to me right now?
You want me to be honest?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I would
I
say...
want the code now, and then I'll ask the code again by the end of it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I would say recreational use only, no offense.
So what's like how many codes is there?
Well, it depends on the girl. If you deal with a girl that's younger, that's in her prime years, well, you got to understand that she's more, inclined to look for fun. If you're dealing with a girl that is in her mid-20s, a lot of times she might be pursuing, it depends on the girl, but she might be pursuing some type of stability or some security, and you got to play to that angle. Or if you deal with a girl that's a little bit older, late 20s, 30s, and up, 9 out of 10 times she's going to want some type of security if she hasn't gotten it already.
Code, it's not even that deep. Like, either you like them or not. You don't need to put them in categories. So
See, look, they'll always go vague, right? Women love the fog of war. That's their only tool, is just vagueness, right? And men will be begging for clarity. They never want to, because clarity means you're a hoe. When the fog clears, you're a hoe. So they need the fog. You either like me or you don't. Actually, no, I want to know. What's your body count? What's your body count, bro? What's your body count? I want to know your body count.
what kind of woman do you want? Sorry.
Me? Mm-hmm. I mean, I could deal with whatever. My thing is, I need her to come into my life and be an asset and not a liability. Right. Most girls are liabilities, to be honest.
Do you think? I think
100%.
the right woman, though, could, like, really just compliment you and make you, like, progress in your life.
Compliment me. I think I'd rather take it from my chat. Hey, chat, can you compliment me? So she's got no effect. She can't attract me anymore. Hey, I need some compliments. She's winning me over, dude. Nice teeth. Oh, fuck you. You're rich as fuck, not yet. When I'm rich as fuck, it's game over for these bitches, right? So I'm going to be like, hey, ladies, I got to dog all of you. And they'll be like, why, John? I'll say, I'm doing it from my old self who got fucked over. I'm a time traveler, and I'm doing it for when I was 20 years old and had nothing.
Well, you got to train them.
No, you haven't. In order to train someone, you need them to listen. I'm telling you, no woman is listening to you.
What the fuck? Then why do they sound like us? Like, and which is probably the cutest thing. When a girl sounds like me, listens to my music, watches what I watch, politically as she's kind of waking up, that's the best, right?
Like most girls come into your life, like, and if you don't know what you're doing, she's gonna come in as a liability, 100%.
No, you don't train them though.
He's slaughtering this.
You have to train
It's
them.
like training a dog. You wouldn't do that.
You have to train them. You have to, right? Some you train for temporary, some you train for marriage, but you have to. You just have to. That's why she sees you as Yoda, really.
Here we go. I knew that was gonna.
No, but it's true though. It's not training. It's not something like, once again, it's just seeing this person as your equal.
I can't wait to be on the show, so I'm not going to ever be waiting for it. Like, well, you got to train them, and then I'm waiting for her to say, like a dog. I'm just going to be like, well, you got to train them like a dog. Arf, 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 like a dog. I'm just going to come at her with that energy. I'll be like, you're not twisting my words, because I'll twist them first.
Okay, but showing the person respect. It's not training.
So
What the fuck? You can respect the disciple. All right, you should enter a dojo.
I look at it like, if I'm gonna have a girlfriend and she's gonna be my girl and she's gonna have my title, well, she's got to be trained to rise up to a certain level, because I'm gonna make her into an asset. Buy me a bag, do this, blah blah blah, take me on trips, whatever. When they haven't earned.
Only buy them a bag and nice things if they're in a cage. That's it. Okay? If they're not in a cage, don't get them anything. Okay? Like when she says, John, I want to be Mrs. Zherka, I go, but it comes with a cage, are you sure? And then the cage is coming down like this. Just like WWE. It's coming down like this. And then as the cage is coming down, I say, baby girl, you're the chick, right? You're the bird. Stay right there, and the cage will completely protect you. Leave if you don't want to be mine. And then as the cage is coming down, bang! She goes, grabs the bars. Okay, I'm your girlfriend now. Now what? And now through the bars, I hand her the Louis Vuitton bag. I say, here you go. Right? And she goes, oh my God. I go, yo, we're flying out soon, right? Get pretty in that cage. We're flying first class. We're getting the fuck out of here. She goes, oh my God, this is so awesome, right? That's how you do it.
Earned it. So you got to detrain those bad behaviors out of that girl and make her an asset into your life versus a liability. Most guys don't understand their value. They bring her into their life. They give her everything. She hasn't earned it. She doesn't respect him. She's walking all over him. She started to dictate the relationship. You're not getting sex tonight, blah, blah, blah.
I've never gotten that, right? Shout out to every girl. Shout out to Bill. Shout out to everyone. I've never gotten the, you don't get no pussy tonight. Because when you look like me, you would like, are you sure you want to do that? Are you sure? But yeah, I feel so bad for men who go through that, where it's like, imagine your wife says, you don't get no box tonight, right? What do you say to that? What's the game there? I'll just fuck my dog, bro. I feel so bad for men, dude. Like, just be 6'5", bro. Just be a fucking titan. Stay.
So rude. Obviously, this is your experience, so I can't argue that. But there's.
I mean, this is biology. Women are hardwired to extract resources from men. It's been that way since the beginning of time. Biology rules everything, guys. They could sit there and say, oh, but I'm doing this and my truth, blah, blah, blah. Biology rules you. There's one truth. There's no such.
There's the cage behind. That's the bird cage you got to put the girl in. That's your crush. You got to text your crush. Just send her a picture of this and say, I want you in this cage, and see how she reacts. That's exactly what I'm talking about, where it's hanging, right? And she just waits all day for you to come home to pipe. And don't go inside the cage. They're very dangerous. Pipe through the bars. Just like this, right? When they get feisty, you're just like, whoa, take a few steps back and be like, I'll come back when you're chilling.
Such thing as my truth. Female, typical, blah, 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 trash.
No, but I kind of feel like from my experience, if I'm going into someone's life, I would want to add value, so I wouldn't really.
Bitch, you like fucking how old and still single? You're doing a whole show and you can't get the job done. And everyone you meet on this show is the worst possible partner for you. It's brilliant. It's actually brilliant how this show is designed to ruin her life. Everyone wants to date you now. What? You've been on how many public dates? Yeah, if women understood how important reputation is, they'd understand why no guy throws rings at them.
Take things, and I kind of feel when you.
What did you just say 2 seconds ago? You said, in my experience.
Yeah,
I come in and I add value.
Yeah.
That's you. Majority of women come in, meet the guy. Okay, what can I get from this guy? Okay, this guy's a simp. I'll just take him out on dinner dates he could pay. I'm never going to smash him. Another guy, this guy's hot. You know, I can.
That's a hooker. If a woman has ever gone just for lobster dinner with no intention of smashing or seeing the guy again, that's literally a hooker. That it's trade, right? Let's say they just smash one time and they don't ever want to smash again, but they're smashing for a lobster dinner. That's literally a hooker. Like, you're literally engaging in prostitution.
Smash him, I can hang out with him. This guy, he has some utility. He's a plumber. Okay, he can do my
No, don't fall for it, bro. Give her the lobster and say, go home with that, bitch. Don't ever fall for prostitution because God is watching you. And God is like, what the fuck?
plumbing, but I'll give him a BJ once. Girls put guys in roles. It's your job as the man to make sure you're the top guy and you got the main role where you're not investing too much and she's investing more in you. Girls only respect men that they invest in. The girl always has to like the guy more than she likes him.
No, I think it works better the other way around.
When the guy likes the girl more?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
Why?
What the fuck?
Doesn't it make sense?
Because women want a man that's better than them. So how do I look if I'm better than you and I'm sitting here chasing after you? It doesn't make sense. Women only respect men that they chase. It doesn't work the other way around.
Based as fuck. So based. And it's not even attractive. If you're chasing a girl, that's the worst sex of your life. But if she's like, Daddy, don't leave me, Daddy. Daddy, pin me against the wall, Daddy. Daddy, just take me. Don't ever leave me. I need you. Now you guys are having fun.
Once again, with this like new wave of women, we don't want to keep fighting for a man that if he's going to treat you like an option.
See, here's the thing. We can say that women are changing, whatever, but we're all slaves to our biology. Women are 100% okay with sharing men. It's been that way since the beginning of time. I would say it's even more apparent now. With Instagram, dating apps, etc., a minority of men are getting a majority of the women.
I don't recommend that she shares you, obviously, trad-pilled. But if she's like fucking up and still in your life, you should just warn her. Be like, hey, if you fuck up big time, you have to share me or get the fuck out. But is that really marriage? Is that setting you up for marriage? No. It's still a waste of time, but you're going to waste your time in a million ways, right? So I'd say only be satanic if they're satanic. And if you're being satanic in other ways. But the real answer is just get a fucking wife and get your life together. Once you have a wife, you can focus on career for real.
And women are okay with that. I mean, walk into a nightclub. It's probably one of the most carnal representations of human nature. All the women are sitting in one section with a bunch of the guys that have the highest...
Fat old dudes on yachts, right? Most hot chicks in clubs pull out pubes out of their mouth. Oh, God, I had to suck his dick. Becky, I had to suck the fat, ugly guy's dick. And it's so sad because they'll be looking at the bouncers all jacked up and fucking nice fucking jawlines. And they're like, I'm in heat. I want him to pull my hair. I want him to call me a piece of shit. But they can't because he's making $15 an hour. So they have to go with the fat old guy at the club. And they're like, look, I took a better Instagram photo. I'm on a yacht. And really what a yacht means is use me world. You know how little girls get married after one yacht photo? Nobody will ever marry. They have never once been married. And it's always to a cuck, which isn't a real marriage. If they get married, it's to a cuck. If I ever see one yacht photo, I don't care if it's her yacht. If I see one yacht photo, I say, holy shit. The devil is working through this woman. Stay the fuck away from her. And it's kind of pathetic, you know. Well, I fucked an ugly dude. I fucked an old dude because Because Queen, what the fuck? You're MAGA? Canadian. I'm fucked an old dude because I just wanted to go out. I'm just a whore to go out. Don't you hoes get tired of going out? Yikes. And there's no real examples of women having fun at home with their man. Do they watch Kim Kardashian and shit and they go, oh, that's what life is? Look, you could have billions of dollars and still be miserable. Look at Kanye, right? He don't even have his kids and wife because of this liberalism. What if her dad owns it though? Owns the yacht? You're coping because she told you that and you're coping. It's my dad's yacht. It's her daddy's yacht. And this is going to sound like I'm lying, but I swear to God, I'd rather be a broke Chad than a billionaire, fat, ugly dude. There's some aura you have as a Chad when you walk in rooms. You just feel great. You're like the construction worker guy. It feels awesome, dude. But the DJ Khaled is my favorite life crowd. I never understand them. I'm like, have you never been a Chad? You know, it's fucking great. It's actually awesome.
Perceived status in that social setting versus all the other guys are out there in general admission struggling. So, women always gravitate towards the best guys and they're willing to share those guys.
So what's your type?
My type. Fit, feminine, friendly.
And fertile. That's really good. He's really good, man. He's smashing this out of the park. I give him a 9 out of 10 in Red Pill. He's really good. I give 9.5 to Kevin Samuels. I give Andrew Tate an 8.5. Unless he's not being comedic. When he's like Muslim, I like it. Very few red pillars that I would ever rate that high. Yeah. I just love that Myron doesn't have sex work in his career. That's like cleans it up for me.
Yeah.
Submissive. And coachable. And coachable to be trained. You got to train women, man. I know that sounds terrible.
He's still talking.
Yeah, because you're not. You're boring.
Women don't like it when they get criticized. If I go on a podcast and I say, you know what, guys, you need to stop being bums. You need to get your money on point, stop being fat POSs, etc. They actually admire and respect that. People are in the chat, flame emojis, whatever. I go on rants on the guys all the time. I'm swaying, going crazy. It's like I'm delivering a preach. I think she's trying to grow me, but what she doesn't know is I'm a black belt in this. I've dealt with 10 girls like her at the same time on my podcast, so she gonna take an L. Women rarely get held accountable for their poor decisions. Men do, though. Men have to live in reality. Women are afforded the privilege of being delusional. So when a guy criticizes a woman, oh my God, right? If you don't believe me, think about it. If a dude's fat, we just call him fat. You're a loser, huh? If a woman's fat, love your curves, girl. You go. She's rude and obnoxious. Oh, you know what? They just can't handle you. You're strong and independent, fierce.
Now hold up, pause. If they're fat and curvy, that's not the worst thing in the world, but it's never the case. It's always a fat chick calling herself curvy. And it's like, bitch, curvy means we're talking about your shape when you're standing straight looking right at me. We're not talking about your rolls are curvy. No one's ever said, we've never said that, dude. Oh my God. Yeah, curvy is like the greatest thing they could have. Like, that, man, what minute was I on? Someone give me that.
If the woman is equal to the guy, well, who's going to make the final decision? Nothing gets their value. Men must earn their value.
No, but I kind of feel like from my experience, if I'm going into someone's life, I would want to add value, so I wouldn't really take things, and I kind of feel when you...
What did you just say 2 seconds ago? You said, in my experience.
Yeah,
I come in and I add value.
Yeah.
That's you. Majority of women...
Where was I? Damn.
Going back 500 years?
The problem is this. Women are confused about what men actually want. They think body count matters, ladies. If you're a hoe. Such a negative term, but womanizers are actually necessarily, how do I say this? Sugar babies that are... All his success, she benefits from that.
Saying, in general, a lot of men get irritated, like nowadays, like...
The commanding officers on the battlefield, you're not...
Till you're serious, you know, because men like to play the field for a very long...
You like to go to the gym at this time. I'm going to make sure... Different so. No. If a woman's fat, love your curves, girl.
There it is.
You go. She's rude and obnoxious. Oh, you know what? They just can't handle you. You're strong and independent, fierce. We have all these terms to cover up female inadequacies, but we don't have these same terms for men.
I think a lot of it comes from like narcissistic behavior from men and misogynistic
Women are far more
views.
narcissistic than men are.
No, women can be, so I'm not disputing that.
Far more narcissistic.
But I kind of feel like with men that attain a certain level of status and power, it gives you the opportunity to try and to dominate.
Big difference though.
No, but this is
Men
why
earn narcissism.
men do not earn a right to be narcissistic. Like, just shut up.
Notice how she said they dominate. When they're powerful, they dominate, and that's a problem. You mean the most attractive quality, the most arousing quality is a problem all of a sudden? This guy's dominating. He's just beating the shit out of everyone, making millions of dollars and just winning every lawsuit. And he's just win, dominates every part of his life. And then she goes, you know what? You can't dom me by ordering me around. What? They can go to someone who's not dominating.
Men earn confidence and arrogance. Women don't. Women are born with their value. Men must earn their value. So if a man's arrogant, more than likely he's probably accomplished something. When a woman's arrogant, 9 out of 10 times, she hasn't accomplished anything. She just has a bunch of DMs. See, this is the problem that a lot of modern day women have. They lack critical thinking skills. Women tend to go off of their feelings versus what's real. They go off the
When he says feelings, he's saying short term. Women think short term, blue pill. Smart men think red pill, long term. Right? Everything short term is depression and anxiety wrapped up into a present. Everything. Anything black belt and long term is going to guard you.
feels and not the reals. What a girl is supposed to do is come into a man's life, see where he's deficient. Okay, I noticed that you like to go to the gym at this time. I'm going to make sure that you have a protein shake with as many grams of protein as you need.
Just get a PA.
I'm going to make sure that's done, and I'm a deductive problem solver. I'm able to be observant, because that's women's gift, is being observant of social situations. That's why women are socially superior to men. Oh, I thought you were going to say that's sexist. Okay. No, it's never sexist when a guy mentions something about a woman that's positive. So a woman's job is to use that social calibration that they have, that they're superior to men in, and be able to be like, okay, this guy's deficient in this and deficient in this, etc. Let me come in, compliment, make this guy operate. He's already operating at 95%. I'm going to get him to 102. And when you're at a high level already, that extra 2, 3, 4, 5% is what helps you beat the competition.
This guy's dangerous. Women will do that. A lot of women will give you that life. They will give you that balance. They will compliment you. But they're not going to just do it until you're serious. You know, because men like to play the field for a very long time.
When you're with a guy of value, you got to understand that he has the leverage, not you. You're applying to be his girlfriend. My way or the highway, baby. Because at the end of the day, when you can replace a girl, that's when she respects you. It's on the woman to prove.
True, and it's true. It's true. It's true. And it's not really to like look cool. It's if you can replace someone in an instant, right? And women love to say, I can do that too. Yeah, no shit. And guys will smash a toaster. Like you're not looking hot doing this. If you can replace her in a second, you're showing the least desperation in her life, meaning she feels safe. But if she's your only woman that you can contact, now she feels terrified. Thank you, 300. She feels terrified if you don't have other girls. She feels terrified. She's like, what are you going to do to me? Am I your only girl? Blah, blah, blah. But if you have like a billion DMs, then she goes, oh, this guy isn't going to do anything bad. He's just going to move the fuck on. But if it's your only girl, from 7 billion people on earth, it's just her, now she feels scared and her anxiety's spiked. And this is why they like players, right? They feel more safe with players, even though a lot of players are freaks.
Prove to me that she's worthy of a relationship. That's where a lot of girls make a mistake. They'll sit there and say, I'm good, I'm loyal, blah, 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 blah. I want to, see how you do before you get promoted. I'm not going to give a girl the position of secretary or underboss, right, or second in charge of my company unless she's been vetted. She's got to work her way up. The problem is that we give women CEO jobs when they haven't proven themselves and they don't respect the job.
Who's listening to this man?
So here's the thing. You're looking at equality from a human perspective. I'm not saying that men are better than women from a human perspective. I'm saying that men are leaders, so therefore we cannot be equal.
They actually are better than women from a human perspective, because the men who are not are in prison already. So we're just talking about civilians who are not in the pen. Yeah, they do, they live more righteous lives.
Equal. When you're on the battlefield, right, and the lieutenant or whoever the commanding officer is on the battlefield, you're not equal to him as, a regular soldier. He is the leader. You're not equal, but there's a reason. There's a hierarchy to dictate order. If the woman is equal to the guy, well, who's going to make the final decision? Nothing gets done by a committee. There always has to be one leader in charge. There's a reason why there's a president, there's a CEO, etc. Both people can't be alphas, as they say. The problem is this: women are confused about what men actually want. They think a CEO, a boss, a business owner, ambitious, competitive woman. We don't give a shit about none of that stuff. Men don't care about that. And I would argue the more money a man makes, the less he cares about his woman's ability to earn money. Men and women are not the same. Women basically become the very men that they want to attract.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, so men, like, I find that men will say that they like women that have ambition to start. It's what makes...
It's a lie to get laid.
No, I wouldn't say it's even a lie.
It's a lie to get laid.
Like, it's not, because for me, like, whenever...
Yeah, ambition is unattractive. No guy ever wants an ambitious girl.
Like, I've dated and stuff like that. A lot of men say they like the fact that I am ambitious, that I have a career.
They want to get laid.
No, but I'm saying, in general, a lot of men get...
Lady, you're single still, right? You're fighting the clock, bro.
irritated, like nowadays, like, so you're dating all these women and you're going to say all these women do this, is they do nothing and they expect, but that's the qualities that a traditional woman would bring. She'd want a man to do things for her. So
but here's the thing, she complements that man's life.
So do you want a relationship?
Monogamous?
So how many girlfriends do you want?
I mean, as many as I can. I mean, I probably have 4 wives. I think I could do 4.
This man wants 4 wives. He's going back 500 years.
What? But you always talk about how traditional roles are outdated. You can do whatever you want. You can be in an open. You can just do anything now. But now the 4 wives is just, it's outdated. Or excuse me, it's just ancient.
4 wives is the way to go, because if one acts stupid, you can go ahead and get another one.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. No guy wants to be a monogamous.
I'm against this. I want to be in a duo. I know I'm crazy, right? I've had so many chicks in my life that I realized one at a time is literally the peace of mind I'm looking for. It's scary. Put me on a lie detector and ask me this question, right? Put me on a lie detector and ask me this question. The only people who cannot understand my way of thinking is guys with no DMs. And I'm not saying I never indulged. I fucked up bad.
Man, most guys that are monogamous are monogamous.
Do you want your kids to be short or tall? Well, if they're short, I'm throwing them out with the bathwater. They're going to be like that fucked up looking Spartan, like that betrays Leonidas. What do you mean? If you're not tall as a man, I instantly hate you. I look at you like, because here's what it is. When you talk to a genius, your first feeling you have as a human, and philosophers, I think Schopenhauer talked about this, Plato, a lot of them. I don't know if Plato talked about this, but some Greek dude. If you talk to a genius, you feel inferior. If you talk to a tall guy, you feel inferior. That's why I don't like short people. It's because they feel inferior talking to taller people. You know what I mean? And I don't think short people should be able to vote at all because they want to burn the world down, right? I'm the only tall guy who shares that opinion. Burn, baby, burn. So then why do you hate tall women? I don't hate tall women. I'd say that as a joke because there's no such thing as a tall woman. Like 5'11" isn't that tall compared to me. But in my past, I've never been with one. So, you know, I just go with what I've gone in my past. And I'm like, oh, I guess I don't like them. Men under 5'10" should have no rights. Okay, that's pushing it, right? They can be like, I'm not getting banned. This one said, I think tall women are masculine. No, not all of them. No, if the perfect woman will always be 5'7". That's the greatest build they could have. But if it's 5'7" skinny, no. 5'7" fat, no. We're talking about 5'7" fit and genetically spicy. Like, they got some curves and shit. Yeah. RNG says, nice, my girlfriend is 5'7". You know what? She should come on my podcast. It's RNG. But you want tall sons. Yeah, but let's be honest, like I'm just going to show them so much love that they will grow tall. Like, people who didn't grow tall never felt loved. That's the truth. They felt away from God. Right? But the tall people are closer to the heavens. Yeah.
Monogamous out of force.
Have you ever stolen somebody's girl? Nope, never. Not even once. That's actually cruel and evil. I've never done that. And I never will.
If I lined up 100 dudes and I said, listen, man, you keep your girlfriend, right, while you simultaneously smash these girls and she's not going to care, he's going to take it. Every time. Most guys have to kind of concede to what their girl wants. This stupid quote, happy wife, happy life. I think that's the dumbest quote ever.
I mean, it's a good quote.
Absolutely not.
I like that quote. It's not that bad.
Why?
Because a woman's job is to please the man, not the other way around. A woman's job is
to please each other.
Women are pleased by being with the best man.
See, I hate the anti-trad pill stuff. Sometimes I hate when they talk about, like, multiple.
In the area. That women are pleased by you being the best.
Everyone in this chat needs to start watching Twilight Zone. If you don't want to be the dude with a top hat and a suit and tie that goes like, honey, I'm home, and she's literally fucking spread out like a crab, ready to fucking smash, then what the fuck do you want out of life if you don't want Twilight Zone? Right? You don't want to light a cigarette in black and white?
Version of yourself. As a man gains more status, success, income, etc., the woman wins. She's all his success, she benefits from that. It's not the same. When a woman makes more money, earns more status, etc., and she starts to outgrow her man, she's going to look for a better man. Men and women are not the same.
So, but some women, we are emotional beings. Like, we will stay with
Which
the
is a
man.
problem. They're erratic.
But we will stay with the man. Like, if a man loves us and is loyal, we will stay.
Really? Is that why women initiate an overwhelming amount of the breakups? Because they're emotional and they're loyal? No. Women are the most disloyal creatures that we have.
Yeah, but I feel like you're...
Which is okay.
No, it's not okay. They're going to burn in hell.
So do you like the whole sugar...
Is it called grilling? Because she just gets her psyche grilled. She just gets reminded every date why she's failing. And people are like, why do you love laughing at women failing, John? I don't love laughing at them in the first month. After 5 years of them failing, that's when it gets funny. It's like, you're not learning your lesson? It's like if I kept walking through windows. First month, you'd feel bad for me. And then after 5 years, you'd be like, okay, fuck this guy.
Baby kind of lifestyle, man look after the woman, that's you.
No, not at all.
But that sounds like it. Like, you want to be this provider. So that sounds like it.
Well, here's the thing.
But then you moan about women for doing that. So, you know, if you show that you provide...
I accept that women are hypergamous creatures that want to get their needs met through men. I accept this reality, and I've accepted it a long time ago. I'm a firm believer that men need to be men, men need to lead, women follow, men pay for dates, men should provide, men should be breadwinners. I think women working should be elective. I don't think it should be mandatory.
This guy is definitely a sugar daddy.
I tell guys all the time, go on sugar sites and use them to date, because there's a lot of girls on there that aren't necessarily, how do I say this, sugar babies that are just looking to be taken care of and paid an allowance. There's a good amount of girls on there that make their own money or just want to deal with a guy that has his stuff together. Let's be honest. Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, these traditional dating apps, they fail 90+% of men, and the stats show that. How you meet a woman matters a lot more than meeting the woman. What I mean by that is that women place a lot of importance in the context under which they meet you. It's my job as a man to not get finessed.
Did you ever get finessed? Because I kind of feel like you run this flag so hard. Like,
every guy's taking L's. I wouldn't be in a position to be able to give this information if I didn't take plenty of L's.
Listen, he's definitely been finessed before, and now he's like come back with a vengeance.
You cannot be in a relationship with a woman without getting finessed, you fucking idiot. Even when your life goes great with them, you're still getting finessed. If they're dating you, it means they're telling the world, you are better than me. That's why I want you to be publicly mine. That's what they're telling the world. That's why it gets so nasty for them later in life.
Okay, it'll be interesting to see what like your experience with London women are.
Okay, can I be? They're not as hot as the girls in Miami. I'll just be honest.
True.
You know, but Miami's an anomaly. Like, we got the most attractive girls, you know, per capita. Like,
Yeah, dude, remember when people are trying to convince me that LA has the most attractive? We'll go to Rodeo and see some sevens with fucking plastic surgery. Bro, my stomach was turning on Rodeo. I said, what the fuck? Went to Bootsy's nightclub. My stomach was turning. And yeah.
And some places in the world, like if you could compete, like maybe with Colombia, Brazil, etc. But yeah, I mean, Miami's an anomaly. Yeah, British girls are not as hot as Miami girls. I mean, but it is what it is. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I'll try to womanize here and see what happens. But my standards have went up.
What he's saying by when he says Miami, he's really just saying Latino. That's what he's saying. Not the wild Latino. He's saying that genetic market. That's what he's talking about. Like, people a lot of people just thinking Miami means like fake hoe, but he's talking about like a spicier look. That's what he's saying. And most of them are mixed too. So you can have like, I think most men like Latino girls. I think that's like a no-brainer, right? He says petite over Latina. Well, I'm talking about a petite Latina. So try that. I think one in the chat if that's what you're into.
Oh yeah. What?
That's not good.
That's a good thing. See, it's such a negative term, but womanizers are actually the best guys.
Yeah.
Womanize. I hope he meets a woman from South. Really?
They know what's attractive.
Like, women leak. Look, right when he says that, she's laughing and loving it.
That's not good.
That's a good thing. See, it's such a negative term, but womanizers are actually the best guys.
3, 2, 1 into falling in love with him.
Yeah.
Look at that. Wasn't that cute? He's like, you're leaking, lady. He's winning.
Womanize. I hope he meets a woman from South. Really?
They know what's attractive. They know how to take her on.
Is he wrong? What is your longest relationship? 1.5 years, but I knew her in high school, so I guess 1.5 years. I don't really count the second up until the second mark because I was so fucking degenerate. Oh my God. Yeah, I was so fucking not in it. And she was so dumb because I was like, I'm gonna like become the most popular guy in my city, actually. And she's like, okay, John, you work in sales. Like, you're not gonna be shit. And then I became the most popular dude and my Instagram was popping and shit. And she freaked the fuck out. She's like, holy fuck, how did you get every single bitch? I'm like, I decided to be the cool guy now. I'm done gaming. And she freaked the fuck out. And then she came back. And I'm like, oh, you coming back now? You coming back now that I'm the king? But I love duos so much. I'm like, okay, I'll take you back. And big mistake. But she was cool, you know? Yeah, she kept me from getting stabbed many times. There's so many parties I missed where some dudes hated me, but she would just pick me up and be like, don't go to that. Let's go back and watch some Naruto or whatever the fuck I used to do. I used to just smoke weed and watch anime when I'm done work and go to her place. And I'd be like tying up bags and, you know, like, oh, getting my drugs ready and shit, and be like my little drug dealer phase. And yeah, and she would just never look at the table, right? Because she wouldn't accept that her guy is a drug dealer, right? Because she's like, you're above that. That's temporary. I'm like, yeah, it's temporary. And so she wouldn't look at the table. She hated drugs and stuff. And I would just be like, fucking, you know, doing all that degenerate shit. And it's weird because Dunkel and people who call me out are like, John is the most degenerate. You know what he did in his past? That's the whole point of my channel. The whole point of my channel is how much I've changed.
I hope he meets a woman from South. Really?
They know what's attractive. They know how to take her out on a date. They know how to treat a woman well, etc. It's the weirdos that you guys don't want. The womanizers are the ones you guys want. The misogynists. Those guys.
True.
Why?
I would argue sexism benefits women.
Really?
100%.
Why is that?
Because with sexism, it adds a whole other standard and a whole other league for women. I mean, if there wasn't sexism, there wouldn't be a WNBA or a female MLS, or we wouldn't have different standards for, you know, female police officers or female firefighters, etc. I mean, actually in the UK, if I'm not mistaken, female firefighters can fail the test and still get the job, versus a man would never be able to do that. I can't think of anything sexist that benefits men? Besides maybe being able to sleep with a lot of girls and being respected, but that's tough to do.
This is ridiculous. What, sleep with loads
Great argument.
of women?
100%, very difficult.
I do agree, like, it's a lot harder for men to get sex, but I don't understand, like, why there's so much obsession with, like, this body count and everything and the double standard.
Do you have an...
It's gross, okay? That's why when Felicia is being a hoe and she pisses you off because she took your lipstick, you go, oh, she's such a fucking hoe. She's getting piped by so many guys. You do it too. You call the bitch a hoe too. Why the fuck is it weird when we call them, right? The difference is we can actually have kids with them. We've got a reason to call them a hoe. You guys do it all the time.
issue that men have an issue with a woman's body count, or do you have an issue with men wanting a lot of sex?
A bit of both, really, because I kind of feel like you get mad if a woman is sleeping with multiple men.
Yeah, rightfully so.
But then if you do the same.
Men and women aren't the same. Well, how about this? Let's say me and you...
It's not that men and women are not the same. It's that they're literal opposites. The psyche is opposite. A male brain is active. A woman brain is passive. A male brain is solar. A woman brain is lunar. Sun and moon. Read Freemasonry and you'll see how obsessed they are with the duality of the masculine and feminine. You'll see how obsessed they are with deleting that from your conscious mind to damage society and subvert nihilists. The ruling class is obsessed with this dynamic. This is the only dynamic that exists in humanity, or in everything, really, right? With animals, with everything.
You're dating, right, hypothetically, and you find out that I might have done some gay porn in the past to make some money. What would happen? Keep it 1,000 with me.
What would happen?
Yeah.
I feel like...
You would break up with me. That's the truth. You would leave me if you found out.
Well, because I would assume that you were gay, and then I'm your secret to cover up.
That's a woman's greatest fear. The worst thing I've ever seen my friend go through is she found out her man did some stuff with dudes at a party, and I've never seen someone need more therapy in my life. And she's in Orange County, and I've never in my life seen a woman more destroyed. It was like, whoa. You know, she's like, I wish he was cheating with girls. I was like, really? She's like, yeah, it would never have hurt. I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, it wouldn't have hurt if I compared it to this. It's like, jeez.
Your gay
But my
identity.
past matters, right?
No, but it's not necessarily like the fact that it's your past that matters. It's just the fact that you aren't being.
But it was unattractive. That's how men feel about women that have a past. Men are interested in a woman's past. Women are interested in a man's future. Body count matters, ladies. If you're a hoe, you are a hoe by definition. And men are not hoes, we are hoe makers. That's the reality.
So would you not be with a woman for her family background or whatever like that? Because I kind of feel when you do your background check, those things are really important when you're dating someone, because you kind of want to understand their mindset.
Yeah, there's always exceptions to the rule, but in general, girls that come from broken homes typically tend to have very bad habits. Girls that don't have a father in their life typically tend to have bad habits. Is this all? No, but a majority of women that don't have these things in place typically don't end up being good women in general. They don't have rudimentary basics. Or if they have trauma in their life, whatever. You know, trauma destroys women, but it builds men.
This guy is insane. Like, I actually think he believes his own bullshit.
So as a guy, it's your job to find a girl that isn't, it's going to sound terrible, and hopefully I don't get canceled for me saying this, tarnished.
Tarnished.
Yeah.
It's not really fair to say tarnished.
Yeah, well, I mean.
Because, like, a lot of people do hold themselves accountable and do the work and personal development.
Women?
Well, yes, we do. So before you want to, glad you find it funny. Why does he keep laughing at me?
Most girls don't hold
Why is there 1,000 people laughing at you?
themselves accountable whatsoever. Most girls rarely self-approve, if ever. Most girls think, I'm
Whoa, that's so true.
special, I'm perfect the way that I am, I'm a princess, I deserve the world, and unfortunately, reality kind of...
Bro, most women think taking a more hoe-like pic is self-improvement because they got a few more likes. No, self-improvement is that you get a fucking kids and a dog and a man, you fucking idiot.
I'm special, I'm perfect the way that I am, I'm a princess, I deserve the world, and unfortunately, reality kind of smacks them in the face because they can't keep a guy long term. They just get used for sex. And once modern day women understand that you actually have to compete, you actually have to show up to that job interview for that prestigious law firm in a suit and actually be ready to do the work, you're never going to be able to keep a job.
Bro, modern day women are so dumb that they get used by rappers and they brag about being used. Hey, how was this cum dumpster? He didn't even know my name. He was all fucked up and yeah, he's itchy. He had every STD, but I always wonder, I'm like, a rapper? I know if I was a chick, I wouldn't fall for that dumb part. That's the dumbest part, right? John, where do I go for advice when my mother and father don't know the truth? The advice is in your gut. You know, your gut gives you stomach turning advice because it's true. If your stomach doesn't like the advice, or excuse me, if you don't like what your gut is telling you, your gut is gut punching you, bro. It's telling you the truth. This chick is fire, though. You need to get out more, bro. Her liberal personality alone makes her a 1 out of 10. The only thing I disagree with is more than one woman. I enjoy my wife. There's always temptation, but you fight. Oh my God, look at hearts in the chat for this dude. Man, imagine she saw you say that. You're a king. Arkillo, you're a king, dude. I love that. You walk with God. That devil's temptation ain't shit to you. You be complimenting her behind her back. That is so base, dude. Sheesh. Don't let us down.
In this case, keep a guy.
Right. Have you ever suffered with mental health?
No, thankfully.
Really?
If I'm going through something, I'm able to just like kind of use it as motivation to.
Okay, I don't trust anyone who says that. Anyone who says I've never struggled with mental health, I would say it too because I'm worried how people are like, oh, it turns out you're actually a psychopath, John. You're actually a psychopath. But any man who says to me they haven't struggled with mental health, I go, didn't we just talk about traumas making men? And is it a trauma if you get over it right away? Not really. The trauma is everlasting. That's a bad answer. That's Myron's first bad answer.
Push myself through that time period.
So how do you deal with it? Through fitness, I'm guessing?
Yeah, that's a big one. I was a Division I athlete in college, and I rode. It's a very painful sport for anyone that does it. So if you can do a 2,000 meter race or a 6,000 meter race, then you can deal with a lot of other stuff. Makes you mentally tough.
Mentally tough.
What made you realize the reality we live in? My greatest red pill was when the nicest dude in town that I worked with, my work best friend, who got me a job, was stabbed to death. And every single drug dealing, dirty bouncer that gets into street fights, every single one of them, we all looked at each other like, whoa, the nice guy stabbed to death? I got his jersey, bro. It's not cap. I'm telling you, the greatest red pill for me was, whoa. There's me like fighting on the street, and that didn't happen to any of the bad guys, all the villains in town. It happened to the one that's like lived with his mom, did everything with the parents, business with the parents, everything, like the greatest guy in town. And then I kept seeing this where the nice guy gets fucking skinned alive. And I'm thinking to myself, that has to be the scariest red pill, that to breathe, you need to be a shark. That's scary, dude. Because then a lot of people just become satanic. That was my cope. I was like, oh, I'm just going to be satanic. Stupid cope. It's actually harder to walk with God than be satanic, People are like, oh, he's satanic. He went through shit. No, satanic is cope. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Almost done.
Find that you always have to be tough.
Yeah, you can't afford to not be as a man, because the difference is this. When a woman cries on a man's shoulder, that man doesn't lose attraction and respect for that woman. However, if a man cries on a woman's shoulder, she's inevitably going to lose respect for that man. She might not at that moment. She might be there like, I got you, whatever. But there's something revolting from a female perspective.
There's something attractive about a chick crying because, hold on. Let me fix this. Okay. No, it's not. I'm not going to talk about that fake news. No. Here's what I'm trying to say, okay? That fake news about me being hard, it was real news. It was just worded fake because just like how she said today, you threw a selfie stick at me and then she changed it to, oh, you just dropped it angrily or some shit. Here's my crush in a bikini in Mexico on top of me, being comforted and crying, doing this against my bod for like 10 minutes straight. So that's why I was stiff. This isn't like me in a suit and tie on the across the room going, yeah, I want to see more tears. No, it's every time I'm comforting, it would be rubbing action. Okay? It's not like I search up I go on the hub and go, chicks crying. I don't do that. Another thing, when I have a crush, I like all forms. Angry, crying, all of it. All of it is attractive. So don't ever do that to me. 2, why crying is kind of cute is because I grew up around hookers and strippers who never cried. Ever. That's how they talk. Get the fuck out of here. That fucking pussy. That's how they spoke. So I was like, what the fuck? That's a woman? So anytime I saw tears, I was like, oh, it's not a hooker. It's not a stripper. It's not a masculine. That's the only thing that I liked. Anyways.
To see their man cry. Now, you might not be someone that's like that, but I've had so many women on my podcast say, I thought I can accept it, but when you cried in front of me, it just changed. No. And the reason why is because like there's this visceral like switch in a woman's head. It's like, this guy's crying in front of me, showing weakness. Damn, this guy can't protect me and provide for me, right? Even if it's not true, even if it's like a moment of weakness, it can show something that like, oh, this guy isn't there. Because like women are designed to look for survival value in men. Men are designed to look for replication value in women.
Yeah, I think it's unfair to like completely rule that out because I feel like it's fair for a man to be able to do that. You are allowed to have a moment of weakness.
Life isn't fair.
But okay, life's not fair. But I think you should be allowed your moment of weakness, and I kind of feel like from a woman's perspective, it will be then how you then deal with that.
I think we should end world hunger. I also think that we shouldn't have nuclear weapons and people shouldn't be dying needlessly, etc. But I can't operate on should, could, and would. I operate on what is. And what is that women are inherently unattracted to weak men, and crying and showing vulnerability is a component to that.
No, so you wouldn't cry in front of them.
She doesn't realize that her opinion is 40 years old. That for thousands of years, her opinion was wrong. And no, just because it's 2022 doesn't mean the opinion is updated and it's correct. We have the highest purchasing power, but the highest anxiety, depression, and grief. I don't think I trust your liberal opinion of, hey, you can cry on my shoulder and you'll be fine. It's not a trap. It's not drying me up like a cactus.
Me.
Absolutely not. Never. You would never see that.
Have you ever been in love?
To a woman?
Yeah.
I've had love for a woman, but I don't think.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think it's in a man's best interest to be in love with a woman.
If a man is in love, it's the devil. Period. Point blank every time. Because if love for a man is important, explain the divorce rate. There has to be, you are not with each other for love. Because when you're out of love, you're fucked. You're with each other so you don't grow old alone. Or even worse, you grow old with someone you don't respect. That's even more terrifying. Actually, it's not. Alone is the worst case for everyone, men and women. Like deep down, men's biggest fear is to be alone, women too. John, holy crap, you have done too much truth. What do you mean too much? What I have to turn? Yeah, okay. You know what? Hey, it's been great, guys. I've done too much truth today. So I guess I have to turn the idiot.
But I
You
think
lose
can't-
control.
So I feel like everything and your standpoint on women is gonna change the moment you like meet the right woman. Yeah.
That's cute, but no. I mean, I have, I've had love for women, but I'm never gonna fall in love with a woman because when you fall in love with a woman, what happens is you start to lose grounding and you start to lose that rational thought. A lot of the stupid things that men do is because of love.
Pause. There is no greater feeling than being in love. Just like heroin. That's how dangerous it is for dudes. For women, oh, they're loyal, they raise your kids, it's great. But for men, I think I'll stop going to the gym. I'm just gonna be a slob. I'm just baby. I'm 500 pounds and I'm fat. I can't breathe and I'm just so in love. And yes, I'm in love with you. Just stay with me and watch anime. And then your life goes to shit. And then she starts panicking. She goes, "This guy can't save me. He can't protect me." Right? That's why anytime you feel like you're falling in love, back to doggy. Always doggy. Get out of that. Missionaries for cucks, bro. You're not the Pope. You're not the missionary, bro. I've never done that. I think I've done that like once or twice in my life. I know why guys do missionaries. Like they date a lot of girls with no ass. Like if you're dating a girl with no ass, that's like dating a fucking... What are you doing in life, dude? If they got no ass, what are you doing paying for the bills? Buying dinner and shit, right? Her favorite words should be turn around, right? You should know what her ass looks like more than her fucking face, right? When you see her face, you go, oh, it's a foreigner. Like, oh, right, you're my girlfriend. That's how much you should be staring at that ass. You should be surprised when you see the face. You go, did you turn around? Did you start talking to me? What the fuck? I'm not used to this. Like every conversation you should have is with her ass right here. What if it's Zendaya? Yeah, what if it's like the least attractive person on earth, Zendaya? Then what? Then what? Yeah, I'm not those fucking Zoomers who pretend. This is our man's channel. We got hair on our back and ass. We're real men here, dude. Right? We're real men. We let our belly hang out when we drink beer here. We don't care about Zendayas, okay? We're such real men here that we watch Kim and hate her, but we're like, damn, if I could just have one night. I don't know.
So you're scared to be vulnerable
No.
and let yourself go and be in love. Like you're gonna block yourself from like emotion and to feel for something that could be
To
really
be
amazing.
we beat women in GTA. We are not the same. Look at this gamer, dude. Tipia, what are you doing? How you have a 1-year sub badge saying that shit?
For you because you're scared to be vulnerable.
No, because I understand that men and women are different, and men love women far differently than women love men. Men love women for real. Women love men.
Women love men for real.
No, they don't.
Yeah, no. In my experience, a lot of them would rob a bank or stab someone for me. So I don't know what he means by this. But most guys would like do anything for their wife. True.
Women love men under the premise that they provide value.
True.
Men love women idealistically. Women tend to love men more from an opportunistic standpoint.
Yes. You don't.
No,
All men, can I just say all men say they don't and they actually do.
I really don't.
You've never done it in your life.
No, I've done it in my life.
So yes.
But the last time I did it was 2014. I remember specifically.
What?
2014, let's go. Let me think. I can't remember. I know I have not. I think I've done it once. I've gotten complimented, but I didn't do it all the way. You know what I mean? But I can't remember who, so maybe it didn't happen. I'm not even trying to look cool.
Yeah, never again.
Why?
Female vaginas are disgusting.
Here's the real answer. All right, I'll give something. No, there's some beautiful one. Well, I get what he's saying. I've said this on podcast, but I'm not trying to like. I'm not gonna double down because Some look pretty, you know. Those girlfriends that I've had, it's like, oh, you look nice. But he's right about that. If you eat the box, let me ask you something. How many men who went through divorces ate the box? Like, really think about it. Yeah, women don't care. They don't care. Matter of fact, most drug dealers who just get head keep their wives. Like, dirty, rotten men keep their wives. But box eaters don't keep them. They're just renting.
No, they're not.
Do you eat vagina? Exactly. Point proven.
How can you not love this man? Look at her. Look at her, bro. Oh my God. Joe Rogan. Look at her.
No, they're not.
Do you eat vagina?
Oh, look at her face.
No, they're not.
Cope. God, he's killing it. I knew he'd do better than everyone else. I called it again. Yeah? No, how do I change this fucking filter? Always gotta be the funny guy.
You don't.
No,
Can I just say all men say they don't, and they actually do.
I really don't.
You've never done it in your life.
No, I've done it in my life.
So yes.
But the last time I did it was 2014. I remember specifically.
What?
Yeah, never again.
Why?
Female vaginas are disgusting.
No, they're not.
Do you eat vagina? Exactly. Point proven.
Now, chat, would you eat it up if it was they had their V card and you have them for life? Like, no other people interrupt your relationship. Like, you know you're going through the gates of heaven with her. Would you eat that? Still no, right? You don't have to be as extreme as me. I'm not punishing right now. I'm not punishing anyone. Okay, we got some yeses. Still think it's feminine, right? It's like if you spend too much time on a titty. It's a little feminine, you know? Like, get the business, bro, right? Like, your only obligation is to be like Santa Claus in her ear. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! You want a white Christmas, young lady? That's your only job, right? So then she goes, damn, that last guy was Santa. This new guy can't do it. Oh, this guy's voice sucks. Ho, ho, ho! RP Santa.
No point proven.
You don't do it. Why should I do it?
Listen, a woman's body is beautiful. For me, what I don't understand is like why it's such a stern no, because why wouldn't you want to please your woman?
Because they can literally get pleased by a fucking vibrating remote. Okay? They can get pleased in a billion different ways. The one way where I'm submissive is retarded. Right? No, the max you can do is kiss her there. I don't even recommend that because it opens portals. Demons come out of there.
You know, because have you not ever seen...
Like I said before, it's a woman's job to please a man, not the other way around.
No, that is actually ridiculous. When it comes to being intimate and in the bedroom, it's not. It's like, when you do something for someone, have you not seen how, and they like it, have you not seen how much they perform better? And I'm not just talking sexually, like in general.
I don't want to sound like an asshole, but a woman's ejaculation is irrelevant.
God, I love Myron. Wow, that's so based.
Only need one ejaculation to create life, and that's the man's. Now, with that said, does that mean I'm not going to please my girl or whatever? Of course I will, but it's elective.
Definitely shit in bed.
Just like a woman's, duty to go to work is elective, my duty to please her sexually is elective.
That's ridiculous.
How's that ridiculous?
Because, no.
You know what? How about this? With that logic, I'm just going to stop paying the bills.
Okay.
That would be ridiculous,
I'll have to go work then.
Huh?
I'll have to go and work then and start paying the bills.
Hey, and then you'd lose attraction from me, wouldn't you?
So
What a liar.
just don't understand why, I feel if you...
her stupidity makes her a little redeemable. Like, it's kind of cute. Like, her copes are like, I don't want to spend too much time on that thought because I'm losing every part of this argument.
started doing it, you might have a better, relationship.
Well, no.
Your woman might not like it, but I'm just saying, from a standpoint, I don't understand why.
Arthur Schopenhauer, this great mind, said, I've come to the conclusion that women go their whole lives never, ever leaving the infant mindset. And this guy inspired Nietzsche. Like, this guy is he's no schmuck. Like, who is this guy? Why did he say that? And why did all these philosophers agree with him? I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready to challenge that guy. Like, if that guy went live today, Jordan Peterson wouldn't debate him. Nobody would.
Why you have to constantly dominate, even in this scenario. Like, having sex is an intimate thing. It's an energy exchange.
Energy exchange. More typical female gibberish. Like, bro, energy exchange? What the hell? Bro.
What's funny is she's kind of right. When you read Masonic literature, it is an energy exchange, but 99% of the time, it's a guy taking from her. Every time a dude's inside, he's taking from you. He's taking something from you, right? He's soul damaging. And remember, I say this even if I, in the future, engage in it. I'm not saying I'm above it. I'd say I'm degenerating, right? So a lot of people are like, well, John, do you remember when you said this on stream, but then you went and did blah, blah, blah? If I ever degenerate after years and years and just, snap into like some liberal one night stand, not one night stand, but you know what I mean? Like I'd know them for sure. I would definitely talk about it live, right? But I'd still say I was taking something. Yeah, everyone I've been with, I took something from them, 100%.
Get out of here with that.
It's a really beautiful thing. So why would you not want to make her feel good?
Most women get off on you getting off. That's the
based as fuck. Have you ever seen the panic in their eyes when you don't nut? They start fucking crying and, why didn't you nut? Why? And you're like this. Because we just smashed hours ago. I don't want to nut again. I'm done, bro. It hurts. You're training me, bro. And chicks need to understand, if he's shooting 9 fucking loads on your face, then the next time he smashes, it's going to hurt him. He's not shooting, like some guys sprinkle out. They go, and some guys go, and then some guys go, pew, 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 pew. Yeah, that guy who's shooting a bunch, that fertile dude, this guy, it hurts. We shot a lot.
truth. If we're going to be all the way about this.
No. Women thought that. No. Women used to think that through porn.
Really?
Through everything. Yeah.
Okay.
And this is what I'm saying. But women have started pleasuring ourselves, doing things. And now we know how nice certain things feel.
And women are more miserable now than ever before.
True. Destroyed. Check this out. It always goes back to the serpent and the apple of sex. Look at this shit. Black Pope. Look at these searches. Oh, hold on. I don't know if I can search this up without getting banned, though. Sperm. I'm going to show this quickly. Yeah, you can show this. Look at this, chat. It's a serpent again. They always show a serpent, my dude. Every single time. Look at it. It's a serpent. It goes back to the Bible every single time. The double helix, everything. No, it's educational. You don't get banned for educational. It's the serpent and the egg, yeah.
I think now.
Women derive their pleasure from serving a man they love, admire, and respect, and their children. I provide. So then you got to provide the ejaculations.
Well, how dumb is that? It's a SP. Oh, look at this, bro. World Health Organization. Again, it's the biblical serpent. And Moses raises the serpent on the staff. It's in everything, dude. The serpent is everywhere. Health symbol. There's the Kundalini chakras, right? The 7 planets, the solar planets, right? The 7 wandering stars, right? The 7 up, the 7th letter, the G for God, the grand architect, or whatever these Masons call him, right? There's 7 chakras that they enter right up into their pineal gland when they achieve these psychic states. Look at their symbols. It's not chemistry. It's not chemical. It's alchemical. It's alchemy, right? Yeah, Staff of Hermes, the Caduceus. It's always linked to the Abrahamic religions every single time for everything. $billion industries, zillion-dollar industries like Vatican. Don't be fooled, bro. This is not just to be cute. Yes, I'm trying to say big pharma, pharmaceutical companies, they know what they're doing. They're evil. The top knows it's evil, dude. They don't sell you cures.
Man, I mean, I don't know what's so hard to get about
I'm trying to work out if you're being serious or you're actually like playing a game with me.
Dead serious. A guy getting his girl off is elective. They should do it, but they don't have to. Just like I think a man has to work and his woman
Okay, we'll just do it and then just see what you get different results.
See, in Freemasonry, it's different. In Freemasonry, you never are supposed to bust. So they can bust a bunch, the chicks, because you're just ramming. And like Kevin Samuels said, speak to them, sing to them, man. Right? Kevin Samuels said a lot of guys have trouble because they don't talk to them as they're ramming, which is kind of awkward in the silence. People are just awkward nowadays, man. There's no play. But check this out. You're not supposed to release it, that electricity. That's what Masonic literature teaches about how humanity once was. Not that it's satanic or anything, but how humans are designed. They're not supposed to like, unless they want kids, which is crazy. Then you have to just kind of always be frustrated and angry and I don't know.
That's all I'm saying.
Also, another thing, all that blood magic ritual and the Balenciaga stuff, sperm and semen is blood plasma. It's a Masonic. It's not. It's a blood magic ritual. When you shoot up on someone's face, oh, you better care for that person. If you're doing those kind of rituals, it's not good.
I don't do that. I'm not. And if that's what she needs to get off, well, too bad. I'm not doing it.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's a submissive thing too. I'm not.
What is your issue with men submitting to women? Like genuinely, I feel like this is a big issue of yours.
It's ugly. It's never cool, right?
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying, don't go into what? Don't go into it because you're about to go into it. I'm just saying, genuinely, you have such an issue with just.
You don't like when I use your logic on you.
He has definitely got some issues. No, I just don't like the fact that
they always go back to being like kindergartners. I have no argument, so he has so many issues. He has so many issues. He definitely is crazy. It's like, what are we in grade school?
When I use your logic on you.
He has definitely got some issues.
That's literally what my nephew says about me.
No, I just don't like the fact that it's this power dominating thing that you...
Bro, I can't wait till I'm on this episode, so I just flip the fucking table and I go, yeah, that's right. You're wrong. I'm right. I just start flipping tables and shit. I go viral and then I make an apology video. I go, I didn't mean to flip her table. I definitely don't have anger issues. When I did 400 million views and PewDiePie reacted to it, I definitely regret all that. Right. Or I'll just say I had Tourette's. Are you making fun of me because I have Tourette's? Are you serious, lady?
Want as a man. Like, yes, you can have it, but just in some situations, just know when to also submit as a man and surrender. Not everyday masculine man.
No,
Glad you find it funny.
Absolutely not. We will not. We don't negotiate with terrorists. We don't concede to women.
So women have been dogs, terrorists. What's the relationship like?
Yeah, right. Women, Muhammad Atta, they can't even be terrorists if they wanted to. Right? Is Mo in chat? I don't understand that between the serpent and symbol and sperm. Well, it's not a connection between them. I'm saying everything. Like biting from the apple is really talking about sexuality, right? That's what it's talking about. Because when you were innocent as a child, you didn't care for that stuff. And now you can really damage lives. You can have a girlfriend, you can have a wife, you can have a divorce, you can ruin souls, right? Because you engaged in that act. So you're biting from the apple. It always is linked to the Bible. I'm saying even the stuff you shoot. You know how everyone says, oh, well, God designed it that way. No, God designed Adam and Eve. This is fallen from grace. This is the lowest form. We're the divided form. We are not just in a fallen state. There's nowhere lower to go besides hell. You understand? All these people who think they live in a great life and that God just designed everything for fun, that's not true. Right? Think of your struggle. What is your opinion on the black sun? Yes, that's under the earth. I mean, black sun charges all the solar pathways of Satanism, all the Mars, Jupiter, whatever, Saturn. And it was definitely used with the Vril Society, Hitler, and all those guys. Used throughout history, right? Black sun, solar magic. And yeah, no, it's real. It's not, it's like confirmed real. But I've seen a lot of channels fuck it up. It's real as in there's very little information on it. If you know too much about that, it's fake news. Was it Azov Battalion too? They were doing a blood magic ritual. Yeah, well, that's what the black hole is, the black sun, right? The darkest part of hell, right? And remember, the darkest part of hell is cold. It's frozen. It's very cold, right? The burning that you see e-girls in, that's a different one.
Like with the women in your life, like family-wise?
Fantastic. It's actually my mom that taught me a lot of I grew up in a Muslim household, so she was the one that told me, don't commit to these Western women, blah, blah, blah. So my mom is actually like a very strong...
You'll never meet anyone better than a Muslim mom. A Muslim mom is 10 out of 10 mother. And I'm saying this with Jesus in my heart. Nobody compares. Like, I grew up around this, friends, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, they live in a constant fear of liberalism, and it's so beautiful to see, right? And they have a hatred for it, even more than some of the dads. Some of the dads become liberalized, where they start making more money, hanging out with their like white friends at work, and they start to kind of like become a little watered down. But the moms, they stick to tradition like it's the only thing they have. It's so nice to see. It's so beautiful to see. And I'm not those regular Christians who think, oh, 1950s is the best way of life. No, every woman should be in a headscarf, like Mother Teresa. That's how Christians used to be, actually. It's not just a Muslim thing. Modesty is, how you say, godly, right? Modesty is the only thing you can have as a woman, right?
Symbol in my life when it comes to navigating this situation. If it weren't for her, I'd probably be a simp. You know?
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up but my parents are together to this day. My dad, my dad was the man, my mom was the woman. My dad led, my mom followed, and you know, they have a fantastic relationship, and a big part of that is because they you know, stuck to their roles. And it was my mom that told me from a young age, don't marry these American women, these Western women. They're not going to cook and clean for you. They're not going to,
That's what my mom said.
going to take care of you. You're going to come to the home. It's going to be disheveled, blah, blah, blah. And I used to think to myself, like, Mom, chill, what's wrong with you? But now that I'm 32 versus being 12, 20 years later, I'm able to look back on that advice and be like, God damn, Mom was spitting some heat back in the day.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's understandable why like you think the way that you think because of your environment and your influence.
Yeah. Moms in general are just great people. Right? You could show them a video of you covered in blood after a street fight, and your dad could be freaking out and calling you a degenerate and that you're going to be a criminal, you're going to go in jail, and your mom will just be like, "You made a mistake. Stop." He keeps making these street fight mistakes. He made a mistake is all.
Which is a good thing for you.
My background, right? Like I didn't like at first. It was like, okay,
It's funny, you know, my dad will talk so much shit with my mom. Like they'll argue so much, but the second she would leave the house, he'd turn to all three of us and be like, "You have no idea what your mom has sacrificed for you three. You ungrateful brats. You have no idea what she's gone through." And we're like, "Bro, we're playing Mario Kart, bro. Where's this coming from?" It was crazy. It was like always putting in my head that I owe them like a yacht and I owe them a lot of good stuff, right?
okay, I don't agree with this, right? Because I used to be like, you know,
Or cooking, right? If I ever insulted my mom's cooking like as like a joke or something, my dad would just give up. He'd be like, "I'm done." He'd get up off the table. It would be the greatest insult on earth. He would go eat your fucking McDonald's, you piece of shit. And it would be like this whole fucking, it would be a whole episode. So I was like, okay, you can't insult the cooking, right? But yeah.
growing up American,
You
I was
wanna
born
date
in
who you
Connecticut.
want.
I was like, Mom, you're wrong. Like, women aren't like that. What's wrong with you? Blah, blah, blah. Like, you're a misogynist, Mom. And you got some ingrained misogyny, right?
You even said that.
No. But I back then, I don't even think I knew what that word
Yeah.
was.
You know, my favorite thing is as like soft as my parents are, they'd always look at me and be like, "You're going to marry a whore." My mom's never sworn. I've never heard her say a swear word, but my dad would say it, and my mom would just nod her head. Right? Yeah. They're serious about that. They're like, look at the society you're in.
That's like a buzz term nowadays that no one knows the definition of anyway. But anyway, so as I got older, right, like the things that she started to say started to reflect more and more when I dealt with more and more girls. And I was like, what the hell is going on here? And talking with other men, talking with, you know, with women, etc. My experiences, like, and then talking with thousands of men, and then also talking with, I'm in a very unique position where I've talked to both genders on a podcast, coaching sessions, etc. So I'm in a, you know, very certain situation where I'm able to get anecdotal evidence. I have statistics, etc., to back up what I'm saying. And I would say my approach to dealing with women, dating, relationships, sex, etc., is a very pragmatic way to approach the dating marketplace based on today's scenarios. Would this dating advice work in the 1950s? Maybe not, because women were different back then. But nowadays, they're significantly different. Like from a more negative standpoint, not to a man's benefit. Okay.
Right, it's yes or no.
That's a hell no. Unacceptable, disgusting, would never wife that girl up. Recreational use only, guys.
Why a hell no? So what's yours?
What's my body count? Oof. What's the term in England when you want to invoke the Fifth Amendment, but you can't?
No comment.
No comment. There we go.
So no comment. So is yours over 200?
Easily. Yes.
300?
He's at 300. I bet you anything.
Yours is a lot more.
Sparta.
Wow, and yours is over 300, and then you want to get mad at 30. This isn't even a double standard anymore.
What people don't understand is when people don't believe someone's at a 300 body count, you don't understand how much catch up you can play. Like men who are like, man, I'm 32, John, I'll never do that. I'm trying to do some degenerate shit and have like my body count up. you can get that within 2 years. Most men who got high body counts like that, they play catch up. They don't start at 19 and do it for 10 years. They do it in 2 years very quickly. So he schedules it. He's a YouTuber, right? Like his whole thing is about women on his thing.
He's just taking it too far. I think it's more attractive if a man doesn't, because if you can... No, it is. Like, if you can show discipline, why are you laughing?
Yeah.
No, because if for me, it shows, like, self-control and discipline.
Most men, if left to their own devices, want to have sex with as many women as possible.
True.
Men are designed to spread seed. We want quantity. Women are designed to protect their egg for the best seed. Women want quality. We're very different.
Do you think you're liked as a person?
That's a good question. That's a very, very good question. And my thing is create a legacy so that whether they like you or not, they respect you. Yeah. That's what I care about. I don't care if people like me or not. Because I'll tell you this, there's plenty of girls that I've had sex with that didn't like me, but they respected me. Because women must respect you to fuck you.
Yeah. Yes and no. So why wouldn't you?
Because I'm the man. You were attracted to me in the first place because of my lifestyle. I'm not going to change who I am because of a woman. When a man changes for a woman, he grows into something she's going to have contempt for. When a woman changes for a man, she'll grow into something he'll love. That's how I got you in the first place. Why would I change? And that's the biggest mistake that guys make, is they get in a relationship, they get comfortable, they get fat, they lose their ambition. I got her, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And that woman starts to lose what? Respect for him.
Mm-hmm.
How have the Masons created this whole culture? Yeah, I forget which book is a mystic Masonry. Man, I forget. I'm sorry for this. But I forget which book they talk about. I'll find it. I know I'll find it because I have to go through it anyway. There's this book where they talk about so they'll talk about an astral plane, they'll talk about a spiritual plane, they'll talk about a masculine plane and a feminine plane. And these are kind of modes, right? And then everyone has masculine and feminine in them. And your job is like to balance it out. But really, in today's society, you need to just max out, your side, because everything's trying to take you away from it. But they talk about how to subvert a society through making them believe masculine and feminine doesn't exist. And it's actually interesting. I didn't think it's that powerful. I used to think it's like, it's not a big deal. But no, it's a type of psychological warfare.
When a woman changes for a man, he gains more respect for her.
Men and women are so different, aren't they?
They are. When you're changing for a woman, that inevitably puts her in a leadership role. And when a woman's
Go back 30 seconds. What? Is it
respect
fun?
you to fuck you.
Yeah. Yes and no. So why wouldn't you?
Because I'm the man. You were attracted to me in the first place because of my lifestyle. I'm not going to change who I am because of a woman. When a man changes for a woman, he grows into something she's going to have contempt for. When a woman changes for a man, she'll grow into something he'll love. That's how I got you in the first place. Why would I change? And that's the biggest mistake that guys make, is they get in a relationship, they get comfortable, they get fat, they lose their ambition. I got her, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And that woman starts to lose what? Respect for him. When a woman changes for a man, he gains more respect for her.
Men and women are so different, aren't they?
They are. When you're changing for a woman, that inevitably puts her in a leadership role. And when a woman's in a leadership role, she's going to lead you all right to the end of the relationship.
Test him.
Yeah.
No, why not?
I'm not going to let a girl look at my phone.
Why?
Because I'm going to have other girls in there. 100%. The thing is that most women can't handle the truth. So I'm very big on like being upfront and letting her know, listen, I'm going to have other girls, whatever it may be, but you're the main one. And she's got to accept that. But her looking at my phone is just going to hurt her feelings.
So you want an open relationship?
Yeah, open on mine, close on her end.
That's not fair though.
Life isn't fair.
I don't know. I just kind of feel like the kind of relationship that I want isn't that.
What if I told you women don't know what they want in general?
Some don't.
Most don't.
Some.
This has been statistically proven that women don't know what they want.
Cool. In your little incel culture podcast.
Okay. Women don't know what they want, and worse yet, they're not going to be honest about what they want.
Bro, you can literally teach them what they want. You could say, F, 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 and she'll turn into a furry. She'll be like, oh, I kind of like that play. Can we do more of that? You can teach them and get into stuff, You can never teach me that. It's like, stop barking, Start meowing. Yeah.
Because of strict societal standards where they don't want to look like hoes.
Yeah, because you guys call women hoes.
Rightfully so.
anything. Not rightfully so.
No, you call your girlfriends hoes when they piss you off and you know about their personal history.
Why can we call guys bums, but we can't
why
call girls hoes?
Why can't a woman just like be sexually liberated? Genuinely, why does she have to be a hoe?
Okay. Do you want to be a hoe?
I don't really care what you think if you're gonna say I'm a hoe.
No,
but I'm saying.
No, I'm asking you. I'm
not
attacking you. I'm asking you this as a question.
I don't want to be labelled a hoe for what you guys paint as a hoe.
Well, let's peel a layer back. Do you want to go out and have sex with a bunch of different men at the same time?
Why would I want to do that?
Okay. You want to hear something magical? Most women don't want to do that. Most girls don't even want to be hoes yet. Girls argue and, debate to be.
Am I liberated yet? Am I liberated? Oh my God. Am I liberated? Almost done, baby girl. You're almost liberated. Just a few more dudes. Am I liberated yet? Oh my God. How did people not go to a club and see the classy, rich wife just being classy? And she's like, got a ring, and she goes, don't talk to me. My husband's right there. He'll beat you up. How do they not want to be that one? Everyone in the club wants to be that one. I don't get it. I would watch it and I'd be at the club and I'd be like, how come nobody models their lives around the winners? Why do people follow like the losers in the club? I don't get that.
Hoes. I don't get it. They don't even want to be hoes.
We don't, but it's just a double standard. We don't want you to.
Where?
Sorry?
Are we going to cry? There's a bunch of double standards that don't benefit men.
But I'm just saying that I feel like this hyper-independence liberation movement is because we're just sick of men like you that want to just attack women for being able to do something that you guys are doing just as much.
I'm not attacking. I'm reporting
a fact. No, but
I'm
saying in general, like.
I'm reporting a fact. If a woman is promiscuous, she is by definition a hoe.
Okay. And you, sleeping around?
I am a homemaker.
Right. Homemaker. You're just an idiot.
Men can't be hoes.
Okay.
Men that have sex with a lot of women are successful.
In your eyes, as men, this is the thing, it's like this brotherhood thing. It's you guys. It's
Incorrect.
you.
Okay, let's go back to biology.
Okay. No, we're not going to keep going back to biology, actually.
Because that's where it all stems from.
Why does he keep going back to biology? We're not in a science lesson. So, what would you do if I was going on holiday every other month?
You'd be single.
Really?
This fucking guy. Yes. I love him. How can you not love him? Hell yeah. One Halloween party, and throw it all in embers and flames. Hell yeah. Marry the red pill.
Are we going together? Or are you going by
Sometimes.
yourself? Sometimes. Oh no, you'd be single.
What would you do if I couldn't cook?
You'd be single.
Can you cook?
That's irrelevant.
No. Can you cook, though?
Can you fight?
Oh my God. I wonder if she thinks she's winning. Jeez.
Let's ask pointless questions.
How is it a pointless question?
Because
I'm trying to get
How is she not getting it?
to know you.
Because that's your job.
What's my job?
To make sandwiches.
Did he actually just say, my job is to make sandwiches?
You said his job was to fight.
How am I going to fight off the intruders if you don't make sandwiches? I need sustenance.
You're a dick. What would you do if I earned more money than you?
It would never happen.
How do you know that?
Because no girl's going to match my ambition or drive.
The only way you'll have more money than him is if you're as smart as evil Hillary Clinton and masculine like her, or OnlyFans hoe. There's two paths, and both of them end up with no husband. Or a Bill Clinton.
Quite an ambitious woman.
LOL. That's cute, but it would never happen.
He said LOL.
I earned more money than you.
It would never happen.
How do you know that?
Because no girl's going to match my ambition or drive.
I'm quite an ambitious woman.
LOL. That's cute, but it would never happen. Men build the world for real.
Like, why is the goal always about, like, being on top, firstly?
Well, missionary is a fantastic position, first of all. And the other...
Get the fuck out of here now. Blasphemy. Get out. You're done. Those who don't do it from the back, take it in the back. That's crazy, dude.
The reason why men have to be on top is because that's the only thing women respect.
There's so many people that just like a nice, quiet, humble life.
Here's the thing. All women You know what?
Stop saying all women as well.
Okay, now that you said that. All women want a guy that's better than them.
Why do you get annoyed and so frustrated about men that are simps?
They're giving women that don't deserve attention and validation, messing up for everybody.
It's nice when you have men that are attentive to your needs.
By you being successful and being the man that she wants in general, you're already attentive to her needs.
What would you do if your family didn't like me?
Too bad. I've made, mistakes in Islamic culture, but my parents trust my judgment and they would accept it.
What would you do if I had a lot of male friends?
A girl that has a lot of guy friends is a problem. That's
Whoa.
a liability. Male friends, big red flag. If a girl has a bunch of male friends and she's not willing to give that up to be with you, for the streets.
And another thing, if they got a bunch of male friends, notice how they're always, the chick that has a bunch of male friends is always ugly. Maxing mid. Look closely at the bombshells. They're just with chicks. Just look closely, dude. I'm telling you, you're fogged.
Women value a man that has social proof. Men don't care about a woman's social proof. When you have friends, it's a liability. When I have friends, it's social proof. It makes me more attractive. It makes you less attractive.
What would you do if your friends were liking my pictures?
I don't associate with men that can't attract women. All my friends are good with women. And there's a bunch of reasons for this, but you can't hang out with simps. You can't have friends that are thirsty for women.
True.
Yeah, simps mess everything up, but it makes it better for guys like us, man. We just come in and it is what it is. We clean up. Anytime a woman is the focal of a man's life, it's a problem.
Remember when I was going to do a PSYOPs channel called Blue Pill Zherka that just spreads blue pill messaging and makes tons of money being Hassan Piker just so I can have more chicks for myself? Like if we went full blue pill and got millions of views spreading the good blue pill word, the blue pill commandments, our lives would be crazy good, dude. It's satanic though. You're destroying a lot of people that way.
No.
100%. And the only way a man can give a woman the best life is when she's not the focus.
I don't think so.
Exhausting though, right? Well, there's nothing more exhausting than being red pilled. Bro, red pill means you throw away a loyal girl that you're having fun with because she went to one party. That's exhausting. That red pill is way more exhausting than blue. But red comes with respect, and respect's better than money. You know, like, oh, Zherka's in the room. You know, not, oh, DJ Khaled's fat ass is in the room.
Well, that's easy for you to say as a woman.
What would you do if I wanted to start an OnlyFans?
You're serious?
Yeah.
You'd be single.
Why'd I be single?
Because I'm not going to have my girl out there on the internet showing her butthole for $3.99.
Holy shit, dude. So many people in my chat hated Myron. I'm like, do you still hate him or is he funny as hell?
Your girl wants to do OnlyFans? Bro, you ain't got a girl. You got a 304. To the streets she shall return, I'm telling you, or else your life is going to suck.
Yes.
But what if I just wanted to make my own money?
Can't do it being my assistant or something else?
Your assistant, an actual paid assistant.
Yeah, paid by penis. You're getting everything else. You get the lifestyle. You're living for free.
That's exactly what I'm going to do with my wife. I'm just going to give her a paycheck, and she's going to be a tax write-off, right? Be like, here's your paycheck, right? Don't ever do no hoe shit.
Traveling the world, whatever it may be. You get the title of my last name. It's a W for you all the way. You get seen in public with me.
His ego is through the roof.
Through the roof. Grilling of who?
How do you think you've done on the date?
I thought this was supposed to be a date.
Yes. Oh, would you like me to be more submissive? Oh my God. Hi. would that make you feel better?
It would, but it's okay. It was a debate. It's fine.
Really? So next time, if you want to date...
A debate date.
So if a
Debate
woman
date.
wants to date you, she
Yeah.
just has to come being a pick-me.
I mean, giving a man what he wants, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, of course not.
You're expecting a masculine man that's a leader, ambitious, etc. So I expect a woman that's feminine and submissive. I don't understand why it's a crime for a man to want a woman to the opposite of him when women...
You know what's scary is that women think giving the guy what he wants means he just wants more and more and he just starts using you. And actually, most of them reward you. You know, they're pretty fair people. They don't just start steamrolling you and shit. Most of them just reward the behavior. They go, oh, wow, you're so sweet. I think I'm going to take you here, buy you this, blah, blah.
Women want the opposite of themselves.
He
Being
debated.
toxically masculine is bad, but that's what women really want.
So if I surrender and be more submissive,
It'll make you way more attractive.
really?
Holy shit.
Yes.
Okay.
I would take you on a serious date if you were submissive.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So we're just gonna...
But it's kind of too late, because if they're submissive for 1 year of their life, you got to ask yourself, what about the other 32 years or 35 years? You know, is this like, why don't I just get a real sub? Why am I getting someone trying hard to be something they're not?
Is this the part where we cut the camera? No, I'm just kidding.
No, keep it rolling. Exhausting. That was heavy.
It was fantastic. I won the debate.
Yeah, you think she wants you?
I think she respects me.
This just turned into a debate, and this is the problem. Like, he doesn't let me just challenge him and not every day argue, you know?
I don't feel like I got grilled at all. Like I said, I'm a professional when it comes to deciphering womanese. And I do this all the time. I'm a professional womanizer / misogynist, so this is what I do.
I know he's got some deep-rooted issues that he needs to work on, because right now he's projecting it into society in the wrong way.
Well, I'm not delusional, so I'm going to say a 10 out of 10.
Once again, this is the kind of breed of man that I will not entertain. He believes in what he wants, and he probably does get women because of his bullshit that he spills. So that's on him. But for me, it's a no, so he's going to get a 3.2.
Wait, Sneeko was on this show?